Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my Sunday night stream. I hope you've all had a lovely week of gold making and are enjoying the race to world first that's going on at the moment. So if you are watching that, perhaps you'd like to take a break and just do some casual gold making in the background whilst the excitement continues. I'm not sure how much longer it's going to be going on for. I believe they're currently at 7 of 8, last I saw limit was. Maybe it's changed since then. Maybe method have caught up, I'm not sure exactly. It's been lovely to watch, really enjoyed it so far. So that's been interesting. The other thing I've really noticed this week is so much has happened in terms of enchanting sales have really kicked off this week. So I've had loads of really good sales so far. Looking forward to seeing what's in the mailbox today. I'll see what happens then. But other than that, it's been a fairly busy week. I've been able to list on what I can. I've got about, something like 800 tie spray braces that I made earlier today. So I'm going to have to redo those in a moment. So that's going to be busy times. Go and have a look at those. I think we'll probably have to do those first, because my mailbox, before we can actually look at the mailbox, we're going to have to do all of that. So whilst I'm here in Dalaran, I think that's probably the best point to start. Is that a Blingtron we've got here in the corner? Let's just have a look, see if we get anything nice in the package. Okay. Dad Freddy, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. I'm very well myself, thank you very much. I've had a lovely weekend with the family. Spent a lot of time with my son yesterday. We made new characters on EU Draenor, and we made a Horde character each, and we leveled up to 15, I think it was. So that was good fun. We also played a bit of League of Legends. I was terrible at it, but that was all good. 1 million from the long boy. Oh, fantastic. Not long now then. Hopefully you'll get that with everyone coming back to the game for 8.2. Good evening, Danny and Marsburg. How are you both? I hope you're doing okay. It's fine Sunday. We're about to look at the mailbox, but it's going to be full of tie spray braces, so what we might need to do, I think first, is let's do a cancel scan of our enchants, because those are flying off the shelf at the moment. So we're going to do Accords, Pacts, and the old and new weapons, and run a cancel scan on those. No problem, Marsba. Hope all is well with your family. Yeah, oh, that Oceanic Restoration, that's been quite low for a while actually, so that's probably okay. Let's see how everything else is. A few undercuts, but some not, which is nice. So maybe we can just take these off and relist them on. Because the enchants have been doing so well this week. We want to keep on top of this, hopefully. So let's take the cancels off. We got quite a bit of gold there already, so that's going to be good. Technaro, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. This is a partial mailbox at the moment. There's more to come. This is just what I've sold literally this afternoon, I think, since I did a whole load of braces. So that's going to be interesting. I've got 824 in the mail, so we've got a lot of braces to do today. Couldn't see me on Twitch until you re-logged. Oh, okay. Made some serious profits in Enchanting this week. Yeah, I know, Daniel. It's been absolutely amazing. I can't restock them fast enough, and I'm really going through everything. Crazy, over 500k sales in the past 2 days. Wow, that's amazing, Danny. Is that all in enchants, or has it been other stuff as well? I know I've mainly focused on enchants myself. First day of patch, you made 1.8 million. Wow, that's fantastic, Daniel. Really nice. 80% from enchanting. Yes, definitely. Medkit, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. We're just going through the mailbox at the moment, but we've got a lot of braces to deal with. So we'll have to go through these as well as go through all of this. But first and foremost, I've just done a cancel scan on my enchants. I'm going to post those back on. Just going to keep them on. Hard time keeping up with enchants. Exactly, me too, Marsba. I've been making so many braces this week and just trying to scrap as much veiled crystals as I can get, basically. We're doing okay so far. I'm fairly on top of it. I've got a load of braces to sort out today. I won't do the full set today because there's like 800 braces I've got just waiting in my mail. But at least we'll get these enchants on. I don't think I have much veiled crystal left at the moment. Where's my veiled crystal? We have 14 on us. Okay, so we could make a few enchants, but there might be some other things I need to deal with. Let's have a quick look at that. Look at my auctions. A few things about to expire. A couple of sales coming through there. I'll just leave those to expire. There's something important there. Not been able to hop into other tunes very much. I know, I mean, I haven't really been able to get my reputation up much. I'm still on 5,500 on Waveblade and Code, and my Mechagon really hasn't been touched at all. I want to get my Nazjatar ramp up to Revered first, and then I'll focus on Mechagon after that. But I've also been having to make sure that Erfen is doing okay, because he's not level 120 yet, and twofold I need reasons for him to be 120. One is because of the upcoming PvP Brawl, the Comp Stomp one, and the other reason is I didn't get the extra ranks for the other honourable bracers, which means I can't use the bracer shuffle on anything other than the leather, and I'd like to use the mail as an alternative, because there's been a real backlog in trying to get enough bracers over to Samadan. Coco Riga, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. I hope you had a lovely weekend. Good evening to you. We're just going through, and we're going to probably do a very quick restock on what I can on Enchanting. Let's have a look. Let's clear this queue and do a refresh of it. And let's just do the good enchants. Also include the packs actually for restocking on. So they cause the packs. Some of the packs are still been selling, and the weapons as well. So we've got Versatile Navigation, Deadly Navigation, they've been selling as well. And so all those have been doing really well so far. But again, I will need, in order to make these, another 321 Gloom Dust and then another 36 Veiled Crystals. I literally just don't have enough at the moment. Let's maybe make a couple of things if we can. No, we're completely out of Gloom Dust. Okay, so we're going to have to work on our mail for a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just go through and start opening up everything we've got. Not a good weekend. Your freezer refrigerator broke, so now you're broke. Oh no, Coco. Sorry to hear that. That's a tough one. Did you have any insurance on your food getting spoilt? I'm going to listen and keep working on crafting. No problem, Marsba. I understand this is prime time for getting lots of stuff stocked up, so by all means. Just going through a few things here. Now I think what I'll do is I'll open this mail here with the sales first, and then I'll start going through and start processing these braces that I've got. So let's remember 34,000 in this first lot. Let's pick that up first. And then we'll have more at the back end of this once we've dealt with all of this braces as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this off to the side. So I'm going to keep my... let's open these up first. I'm going to keep my TSM destroying window open on the other side. And then we can deal with both at the same time. There we are. Happy App 7, how are you? Morning, been glad to see me streaming again. You quit WoW briefly, but came back and went back to battle pet farming. Fantastic. Getting 98 fill things in the guild chest, which is total guild tab, or 101. Wow, that's loads of pets. How does that work out in terms of selling them? I hope it's a decent amount for you. No, it wasn't that much food. Just managed to sell a mining pickaxe for 1,000, so feel good again. Ah, excellent. Glad to see some positives in there. What have you just sold? Pact of Mastery. That's coming through. So let's get this sorted. So I'm going to need some Gloom Dust, but I want to just process some of this first. So I'm going to send some of this greens over to Erfen, and then open up the rest, and then disenchant whilst we're waiting for the mail to come through. And that way we can just keep the whole lot going through at the same time, whilst we're disenchanting and opening the mail and passing it on from one person to another. We'll just deal with all of this. There we go. Now whilst we're waiting for the mailbox to refresh, we can start disenchanting. Well, that didn't take long. Okay. Let's do another lot. Open those up. Let those go through. There's going to be a lot of this. I've got 800 braces that I made this morning. I just left it going. Gundir, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. There we go, and mail selected groups, watch those greens go away, and then we can come back and start disenchanting. Worker39, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you had a lovely weekend. We're just going through and processing some braces at the moment, whilst everyone comes in. This is a much needed restock of veiled crystals. See how many we can get this way. Should get a decent amount, hopefully, just with doing these blues. And then we'll come back to this with Erfen, maybe later. Oh, that one broke eye, how are you? Hope you had a lovely week of gold making. We haven't quite opened the mailbox yet. We're still going through and processing things. We've just got to get rid of all of these braces. So we're just opening the mail and disenchanting at the same time. Just until I've got rid of all of this 600 in the mail. So we're just sending everything green to Erfen, and then disenchanting the blues whilst we wait for the mailbox to open. Fill things usually 3 to 5k per, however I have to make sure not to flood the market so the price doesn't drop. Like all battle pets, they take a while. So yes, I know that for sure about battle pets. I haven't been selling any at the moment. I've kept them for myself, just to try and get it a bit into pet battles myself. It's mainly for the reputation for Najitar and Mechagon. Thanks to P. Lion and his generous gift of a few pets, I should have enough to be able to get all of the 8.2 legendaries done. Veil crystals on your server going for 600 to 800 lately, making more money selling the raw mats. You'd lose money if you turned them into enchants. Fair enough, Kingdom Grave. It's good that you can do both of those. Or if anything, you could maybe make a few of the top end enchants, and then. But selling the raw materials is definitely a good idea. I think veiled crystals will certainly disappear. Gloom dust on the Umbra shards on the other hand, I do have a fair hard time selling those myself, and I find the listing fees are quite prohibitive on those. But maybe that's just me on my server. I don't think they're moving so much. For me, it's more profit to do the enchants, which is why I'm busy processing at the moment. We'll see how much we can get done just on this batch, and then hopefully that's enough to restock a little bit for tonight, and then I'll probably have to do a whole load of scrapping tomorrow with all this stuff that I send over to Erfen. There is a lot of it, but we can get through it. It'll be fine. There we go. Good evening, Mushy. How are you? Raiding, but short question. How many braces so far this week? In terms of made, I would say this is my third batch of 800. I've been doing them about batch of 800. So yeah, we're probably looking about 2,500 braces at the moment. How have you been doing with your braces? Enchants I just can't keep on top of at the moment. Samurai 3434, how are you? First time catching me live? Well, you're very welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you're doing well this fine evening. Finally got your second character to 120. Currently a jewel crafter. Trying to find a way to set up custom prices for the uncut gems. Any thoughts? I'm not sure myself, Gundir, on jewel crafting. I haven't tried that profession yet. I'd really like to. I definitely will be adding it to my list. Too many, yes. But made 3 tokens this week. Wow. That just goes to show how really popular 8.2 is, and how much everyone is enjoying upgrading all of their gear. For everyone to be having such good success, it's really nice to hear. Bought for 300k and already earned that back. Wow, that's fantastic. You've got 40,000 linen left. Well, that's a decent amount. I remember you said earlier that you had your struggle is getting the second part with the honourable stuff. I'm finding Tempest Hide quite hard to get hold of now. That's been my main issue at the moment. But at the moment we're doing okay. Gone again, next pull, no problem, Mushy. Enjoy your raiding. I saw a couple of veiled crystals coming in there, so we're doing okay so far. All of this is coming through, down to 400 mails left. I know the back end, at least the last 50, is all sales. so we'll get to that in a moment. Once I've just sent all of this lot over to Erfen, I'll probably need to disenchant some of these greens because Samadan needs quite a lot of gloom dust, and the best way to get that is by disenchanting the greens. It's Vamps, how are you? How have sales been the past couple of weeks? Just got back home, so way out of the loop. Sales have been amazing with enchants at the moment. Everyone seems to be reporting absolutely huge amount of sales, which is fantastic to hear. I myself have found that. I just can't keep on top of demand at the moment. I'm focusing on enchants. I've noticed that tailoring is ticking through on the old world stuff. The Notorious gear, not so much. I've sold about 2 or 3 pieces so far. And what else have I done? Leatherworking, not quite so much either. Focusing on BFA enchants, yes, especially the 8.2 ones. That's what's been working. Deep Sea Assassin, so expensive in your realm. In order to get Veil Crystals, you now make Notorious Scepters and then disenchant those instead. Interesting, Samurai. Do you not find any decent results with the leatherworking? Because I've always found Deep Sea Satin to be prohibitively expensive for me in order to get a decent profit on those, but the honourable braces have always been better value for money for me. You don't have leatherworking yet. I'd certainly recommend doing it, because you may find, check the prices on your server, but you may find you can make even more money if you can get yourself a leatherworker. It used to be that you didn't need a 120, you just needed a 110, but I've noticed they've changed it now, and I think you need to be 120 to be able to buy the honourable rank 2 and 3, which is slightly annoying, because Erfen's missing one, so he needs to be 120 to get the next one. Let's just do this. Open up all of those. 120 for Notorious at least, definitely. You just bought it with 112 last week. Oh, okay, Metcamp. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'll go and check that with Erfen afterwards. Maybe I got mistaken and saw the requirements for the actual wearing the item as 120 and got confused. That could very well be the case. I'll double check on my facts after I've sorted all this lot out. But if that is the case, then happy days. If you have 110, you can do the Legion Invasions with a nice bonus for XP until 112, unless it changes that. Oh, interesting. I didn't realise you could go from 110 to 12 that way. Erfen's currently 118, so we still have a fair few to do there. Still going through these braces, processing them. We're able to keep on top of the disenchants as we wait for the mailbox to refresh, although I am going to do a bunch of these greens soon, because I'm nearly running out. And I'd certainly like to get some more gloom dust so I can make a few things here. If you don't have a demon hunter, you can make one. It takes less than an hour to get 110. Yeah, that is very true actually. Erfen's my demon hunter. And Island Expeditions gave you the most XP per hour. They're really boring. Also there's Timewalking. I hear that's supposed to be quite good. I did try that with Erfen. When was it? Yesterday I tried it with Erfen, but unfortunately I didn't do very well as a tank and didn't communicate very well with my party, and they ended up kicking me out of the group. So I ended up doing questing instead. But that was my own fault really for not paying attention. Alright, I'll go through. I'll start disenchanting some of these greens, I think. Do this whilst they're opening. Should work. Hopefully. Just let this run through. I find that TSM destroying does work better when you're in a low laggy zone, like Talaran. You have one that you need to finish leveling. You do that. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, I'd certainly recommend, if you're going to be doing the shuffle in any serious quantities, a leather worker certainly makes it a lot more cost effective. Using the prices I've seen on my server, obviously your server prices may vary, and you know, check your own crafting costs. But for me, the honourable braces have definitely been the cheapest by far. Right, I'm just going to carry on disenchanting this batch first before I open the rest of the mail. Because I want to get a few of these greens done so I can have some gloom dust. I mean, at one point I was tempted just to buy the gloom dust. It wasn't too much more expensive than my mat price. But as I've got so many braces at this point, I'm just going to go through and disenchant a bunch of these greens. What's the main reagent for the leatherworking braces? It's Tempest Hide and Calcified Bone. And obviously you need the expulsum from scrapping the greens here. I was talking about Sinister for buying at 120. I thought it was honourable as well, Metcat. I did check on Erfen a few days ago, and I thought that was the case, but I may have just been having a bit of a moment and thought not so. Wish there was a TSM destroy all thing, so you don't need to click the button each time. Yes, I wish there was a scrap all as well. That would be useful. The problem with destroying is this kind of thing, there isn't a destroy all in the game, so you couldn't really do it unless Blizzard had a destroy all functionality in the game, like they do with craft all. With braces you can craft them all and then just leave them going. You can buy honourable but not Sinister though, but Sinister wants you to get 150 tailoring and you have 136. Okay, thank you for confirming, Metcamp, that's good to know. Enchant all or X amount, yeah, that would be useful as well. Although saying that, when TSM does enchanting in groups, some of the stuff can be enchanted in batches, can't it? You could do it with Obliterate, but they nerfed that. Ah, interesting, okay. And this is a general tiny event. Cast disenchant, use item. Okay, that's quite cool. So you could just basically, if you had a way of repetitively pressing that, that would work, wouldn't it? I'm going to send these on. I've got at least some gloom dust. I'm not sure how much more gloom dust I need. Let me just do a quick check. Let's get 3 windows up. Check my gathering. We do have enough gloom dust at the moment. Okay, that's good. So let's carry on with these. We'll get rid of all the blues and send all the greens on. Is that the generic ignoring variants? Oh yes, of course there are all the variants, aren't they? Slash cast disenchant, use item 161984. That ID ignores those. Okay, thank you, Coco. That's good to know. Alright, let's do another lot. We're almost there. We've almost gone through all of our 800 braces. This is like the first part of the process. I'm not going to do everything. But yeah, that's a good alternative to using TSM Destroy. And it depends on your PC setup whether you've got something that can press it at the same time. Let's go through these. Metagami, how are you? What are we crafting with Expulsum? We are going to be doing honourable braces if I've got enough everything else. At the moment we're literally just disenchanting to get as much veiled crystal as I can. But thanks for stopping by, hope you're doing well. Sensors gave it to you, you just passed it others. Ah, that's excellent. Good Sensors for passing on her knowledge. So yeah, we're just processing our braces and then eventually we'll get to our gold at the bottom of this mail. We've just got a lot of stuff to go through first. We'll disenchant the blues, sending all the greens over to Erfen. He'll scrap them later. Got a feeling the next lot should start to be some sales coming through. So I'll maybe just get a few more gloom dust out of this batch. Because I'm going to need some more. Just need so much at the moment. It's worth doing them in at least batches. Trying to get enough. So we can at least restock on our enchants tonight. Then we'll have to come back and we'll do a bit more later. But the main thing I want to get done here is the enchants restock done. Other things we need to do tonight is maybe a little bit more on reputation. Maybe a little bit of levelling on Erfen. Try and get him up to 120 perhaps. Good evening, Rasheen. How are you? How's your week been? I imagine you've been making an awful lot of gold with everything that's come out. Oh, here comes some sales coming through, 94,000 in that first part. I'm just going to get rid of those last bit of tide spray. Let's just control open mail, take those, and then carry on disenchanting. Stevie B, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a lovely weekend. Thanks for stopping by. And Norvin, good morning to you. How's your week been? Doing fine, and yeah, your gold making these days is limited by your physical condition, but you're doing better. Oh, that's good to hear, Rasheen. I know it can be tough days sometimes, but glad you're doing better. But there's plenty of gold going around at the moment, certainly. I'm doing very well, thank you. Had a lovely day yesterday. I played a bit of... I started a new server with my son on Draenor. We made a Horde character each, and we leveled up to 15, which is really good fun. But we also played a bit of League of Legends, which I was terrible at. Last time I played that, I was advised in quite friendly ways to uninstall the game and never play it again. But we gave it another go, and I didn't do too badly. Can't complain too much. Last reset day was strong, even though he wasn't able to be at PC too much. Pretty good going then, definitely. Which game was that? Fortnite? No, League of Legends it was. League communities is not beginner friendly, exactly. But we played just against the computer this time, and that was certainly much more easygoing, I think. So I've actually got 110,000 in this first batch of mail. Got 68 in the mail, so there's a few more after that. Yes, the community can be quite particular about their requirements, shall we say. But nonetheless, we still had fun. My son was playing support, so that was quite nice. John Tilbord, thank you very much for the sub. Using your Prime, thank you very much indeed. Or Tiltor, sorry, got your last name wrong. Thank you very much. Let's see lots of chef's hats and everything else in the chat. Welcome to the Samadan squad. Thank you very much for your support, really is appreciated. I hope you're doing well this fine Sunday. You rather Dota 2 of LoL, only because you played on Warcraft 3. That's fair enough. I've never tried Dota 2. There we go, in with the long boy love, fantastic. Yeah, but obviously because of its Warcraft 3 origins, that would make sense. Most free games have your things you have to listen to in Apex aren't particularly nice either, unless you don't say anything over voice comms. Yeah, and then that's probably safer, I imagine. Depends how much voice comms is essential in a game like that. Right, we're done with the braces on this side. That's all done. How have we done for Gloom Dust? We've got plenty there. 953. So looking at the mail at the moment, we have unaccepted for whatever reason. It makes no sense to me, really doesn't. Whether you're male or female or anywhere in between, that makes no difference as to how well you can aim or play a game. It's ridiculous, really. Quite lucky in the goal making community compared to others when it comes to how people speak to it. Absolutely, Coco. And I was saying this on Gumdrop's stream, and he was saying it as well on his stream yesterday. It's such a positive community, and it really does make the world a difference. It certainly does. So what have we got in the mail today? It's all enchants. Deadly Navigation's still in there, so don't forget your older enchants. We actually sold some light step hoof plates there. A few shirts are doing well. Machinist Brilliance, Multiple Navigation, Force Multiplier, Winter's Kiss from a turn-in from this was since Friday, so this is more than a day's worth. Green Lumberjack shirt, heavy linen gloves, so a little bit of tailoring in here, but mainly enchants. 110,000. We'll take that now and see what the other half is. You also had 35,000 today. Fun and positive until you type. It is a lot of enchants. I just can't keep on top of them at the moment. So let's see what page 2 is. So 110 plus 34, 144 for the weekend so far. And then add on this last lot, which is another 30,000. So about 175,000 for this weekend. This is since Friday. So that's a decent amount just for this weekend. And I imagine we've got a few more coming through as well. So more Accords of Haste, Critical Strike, Naga Hide, a couple more critical strikes there. Herbalism's doing well. I imagine this is from people getting flying and wanting to do a bit of herb farming, but that's all doing well. So 30,000 on that. Very happy with the gold making so far. Focusing on enchants. Yes, it's the Veil Crystals that we're also struggling on here. I mean, I am making as many braces as I can. Erfen needs to do the other half. One of the things I did do is, because I have a little bit of spare Expulsum on Samadan, what I did was, with my extra Gloom Dust, I ended up making, where is it? Honourable Combatant's Sorcerer's Scepter. It's not ideal. It's a bit of a loss on your money, because the crafting cost on this is 521 based on my prices of Expulsum and Umbra Shards, and that translates to, if you look at the disenchant value, it's currently telling me 545, but that's not quite correct because you're guaranteed at least one Veiled Crystal. It's not 0.05, and a Veiled Crystal is... Where have we got a Veiled Crystal here? Let's find one. A Veiled Crystal currently on my server, 998, so it's really expensive. And market value is more like 543. So you're getting at least one of those at 543. So it's actually worth your while upscaling these 6 Umbra Shards and 1 Expulsum into Veiled Crystals. That kind of works out alright, as long as you've got enough Expulsum on your character. Herbalism and mining enchants gone way up again on your market. Nice those sell again. Yes, because originally they were going for pennies, certainly. Trexor, how are you? I'm doing very well, thank you very much. How about yourself? Thanks for stopping by. Sold a heap of enchants on day 2. 600k now. They've tanked the markets. Oh, right, okay. Well, hopefully they'll pick up on your server. It's all a question of supply and demand. You've got over 8,000 veils before patch. Wow, very nice, Daniel. I would love to have been in that position. I'm struggling to keep up stock at the moment, but not too bad. I can probably actually make some stuff with what I've got here. Let me just have a look. We're still missing another 10 Veiled Crystals, so we can make at least most of this. Let's go through this and restock on these as we can. Made 70k so far today on enchants. Pure profits because you farm them out yourself. Well, other than your time, obviously, don't forget to take that into account. But that's very nice indeed. Congratulations. Haven't played for a bit. Any more new info on what the new level squish will be? It's all speculation at this point, Fardeki. I think it's not gonna... If that ever does happen, it'll be something that happens in obviously the next expansion. I've been watching a lot of Taliesin videos on his take on it. Certainly recommend checking those out. But we don't know anything at this stage. But I think it would be a reasonably good idea. There we go. We just need Veiled Crystals for these last ones. We're up to 2.6 million on Samadan, so very happy with that amount, certainly. How's the Lightstep hoofplates on my server? I've sold one. I just saw that in my mail today. So as a small start, that's for sure. I probably need to restock on those. I think I've got it in my list to restock, but I'm focusing on the other enchants at the moment. So we still need another 10 Veiled Crystals. We could probably just pop over to Erfen and see what the situation is there. Before I do that though, always on the lookout for decent materials. I'm going to see what's on. We've got a few things here, a couple of sales coming through still. Let's go on to the shopping and see if there's any materials at a decent price. They're decent sellers for you. Oh, excellent. Probably more and more so as people get flying, I can imagine. Alright, there we go. Some Tide Spray at 364. That's good. I'm mainly looking for Tide Spray and Tempest Hide if I can find any at a decent price. This mist scale, I have been buying a few of them up, but I need to get Erfen the rank 3s on the braces, so we need to do that one. Is there an easy way to have TSM keep track of what you've sold in enchants and make a restock list for you? You can't seem to find an easy way to do that. There is absolutely a way to do that. TSM tracks everything, and what you need to do is have a crafting operation. Let me have a look. Let's just move this over. It's in one of my YouTube videos. I go over that. Let's open this up. So say for example, if we go onto my enchanting, at the moment my weapons, look at the good ones, we have a crafting operation here. This is 6 of each is the operation, and so basically what that is the restock quantity settings are the minimum restock quantity is 1, maximum is 6, then I set a profit of that. So it'll only put these on the restock if it's going to be a profit for me. For me, the profit is 20% crafting or 400 gold, whichever is the greater. That seems to work out for 99% of my cases. And then I leave everything else as default. Then what you do is that basically whenever any of those weapons that are in there, all these force multiplier, Naga hide, actually it's just those two that I've got the 6 of each on, whenever I sell, say I sold 2 of those, then my restock, when I go into my crafting window and go, if I clear this queue and go to the groups here, with those selected, let's say we were looking at the weapons, I think I've done these ones, but in restock selected groups, so those ones have been restocked on, those ones have, and those ones have, it's the Accords I probably haven't restocked on. There we go. So the Accords we haven't got quite enough, so we will be restocking on those. So I hope that makes sense. If you want to go through it in more detail, I've also got a YouTube video on my whole TSM guide series. YouTube command, I think that should work. Okay, I've got a playlist on going through all the different aspects of TSM4, and so hopefully that should help you out as well. Sonic Astra, how are you? Hope you're doing well. What else did I miss? There, yeah, true that. So glad the rep farm is over. Nice to fly and pick up herbs. Yes, I'm looking forward to getting that. I'm taking my time at the moment. I'm focusing on making the enchants at the moment. Although obviously without having revered, I don't have the rank 3s, which would be nice. So let's have a look at my shopping here. Now, Tempest Hide is here at 91% of my average buy price. So let's pick up a few of these. We definitely want some of these. I'll leave the 2 and then jump straight to the 10 and the 137. Leave the 1s, take the 17. So we'll need some of those. Calcified bones, what can we pick up here? Take the 14, leave the 2 6s, take the 187 and the 19. And the 22, and then we've got some good stacks of 200 here, but I'm okay. I've got 5,000 calcified bone in total. How does that compare with Tempest Hide? I've got 1,000 of that, so I've got plenty of calcified bone compared to my Tempest Hide, so that should be okay for now. And then Tide Spray Linen, if we can make any braces out of this would be great. Looks like some of this has been bought up. Might have to do a rescan of this. Let's just do Tide Spray Linen. Shift click on that. Okay, so let's go straight in for the 200. Go for the big quantities first and work my way backwards. Take the 37. I'll leave the 5, see if we can get some other people to help reduce the price on that. 5.99. Anything here? It's starting to get a little bit expensive up at this point. I might take the 41 here, a few of these other scraps of larger quantities. I'll leave the 10 singles there and leave the rest of that. Should see your groups all over the place. No problem, Technaro. I'm sure I'm by far not as organised as some, certainly. I've got the default buyout, or did I adjust that in settings? Which do you mean, the default buyout? This buyout, I just buy it as it is, really. I don't know if there was anything else in the settings. In terms of the percentage, this percentage is based on my average buy price because of my shopping operation. If we look at, if I go over here into my groups and go to the super shuffle, so the group operation, the shopping operation, is based on the average buy, which is why my percentage comes through. It's the first between either average buy or DB market, so usually it will be just average buy because I've been buying all of these in quantity. So when I do a shopping search, the percentage that gets returned on the right hand side is based off of my average buy price, which is really useful in a case like this, because then I can see which is below my average and which is above my average. Good evening, new Erfen. Hope you're doing well. Always moving your groups. I mean, it's great that you can move your groups now. I really like that feature in TSM4. Adjusting things, sorting things out is a never-ending process, really, with TSM. Adjusting to markets and trying to find various bits and pieces as you go. So I bought a few things there. Let's move that into the guild bank. Let's take the purchases. I'll leave that sale in there for the moment, see what kind of sales we get throughout tonight. Let's go pop that in the guild bank, ready for Erfen to deal with. So we need some more space. I've got another guild tab here. So this is going to be Calcified Bone, Tempest Hide can go in there. A few other bits and pieces here that needs to go on. Well, we need to actually put our enchants on, the ones that we made. Can't have those in my bags. Need to definitely deal with that. Let's get that sorted. Can you put again show again where you put the string that determines the percentage when you buy? Certainly, it's in a shopping operation. So if we go to my groups, so the Bracer Super Shuffle, the group operations on that. We have a shopping operation down here. Excuse me. Override parent operations. So mine's called shopping average buy, and the settings for that one is literally in here under general options. It's, for me, it says first average buy or DB market, but you could just literally use average buy if you wanted to. That works just as well. But for me, just in case I don't have an average buy, I add in DB market as well, and then the brackets, and then the brackets on the end, and then put in first. So first will always do average buy first rather than DB market if it exists, and that works quite well for me. And then I also have show auctions above max price ticked, because I always want to see in the percentage what's gone over, because sometimes I'll have to buy things at that price. You can't always buy it at less than your average buy price. Only average buy wouldn't work if you never bought the item though. Exactly, Rishi, which is why I have that as a fail-safe, and I use that operation for all my shopping operations mainly. Sometimes I use crafting for stuff that I've crafted if I'm looking to reset a market. This shop crafting, I just use crafting as my price source, and that gives me my percentage based on the crafting cost, which is quite good for when you're resetting something. We had that problem a lot back in WoD when people used Shayra's profile and didn't get spirit prices because they never used the herbs. Ah, I see. Got around 170k on Enchanting since 8.2 came up. Very nice, Newin. Yeah, Enchanting's been doing so well at the moment. Restocks don't work properly, sometimes using the market DB for the calculations. So when Matt's got up a lot and people still sell at the older price, makes it look like it isn't a profit for TSM stocking. Ah, I see. That makes sense, Narvin. Right, so where are we at? Did we post those auctions on? Let me just check that. Let's select all groups, run a post scan. I think there was a few things we needed to put on. Yes, there was. And let's get some enchants back on. That was the whole point of the shuffle earlier. Those are at least dealt with. Then we could look at maybe, are there any world quests where we can get some expulsum? That would be useful. We need to also look into reputation. Let's have a look here. Anything expulsum wise there? Don't see it there. What about Cultiris? Can't see anything in the list. There's expulsum wise here. And Zanzilar, I can't see anything expulsum wise, but we've still got plenty of things we can be doing. So what I'll do is have a look. Your restocks rarely work, you have to do them manually. Oh right, okay, they should work. There must be an issue in your crafting operations, yes. Have you checked? The confusing thing with crafting operations is they ask for profit, and profit doesn't include the crafting cost. That caught me out for a lot of the time. So if I look at one of my crafting operations, like 10 of each, so it's looking at the minimum profit here. Now normally in other operations it's looking at it's not looking at profit, it's looking at the overall cost, and so you'd say put in 120% crafting as your minimum. But for this, it's only looking for the profit, so that's on top of your crafting cost. So for me, I'm looking at the smallest value between either 20% crafting, so that's on top, so that's effectively 120% crafting, or my crafting cost plus 400 gold, whichever's the smaller of those is my minimum amount of profit, if that makes sense. Because sometimes 20% crafting wouldn't cover it, but if it's 400 gold, then it's worth me making it, which is why I use that operation. But that thing confused me for quite a while, because it's profit and not including crafting cost. It could be that. You have yours set to 10% crafting or 100 gold. Okay, so that should work on the whole, unless you're looking at in the settings, and you look at your crafting, and you look at your default price configuration, your default material cost method, or you can also look at your default craft value method. I don't think I've changed that from default. That should be normal. The only thing I have changed here on the material cost method is I added in average buy, because the basic doesn't have average buy in there. That's the basic one there, but I added in average buy because for my materials I want the default. I mean, obviously this doesn't apply for things where you've specifically set your material price like I have with veiled crystals and everything else, but for everything else as a default I've added in average buy, because for my purposes I'm always going out and buying stuff off the auction house. You had yours at 130% until you figured it out. Yeah, it was an easy one to forget, but this one I think, default craft value method, DB min buyout or DB market, so the first between those, I've just kept that as the default, and that's worked for me so far anyway. Right, so moving on to things. Still making sales, it's brilliant. A couple of sales in there. Oh, we actually sold a Shadowweed mask, that's good. We've got a few expires coming through here. We'll leave those off for the moment. You do mostly inscription. You're struggling to set your crafting cost to accurately calculate the cost of pigments. For example, you get your sallow pigment from milling Dreamleaf. Your crafting cost calculates just buying sallow pigment from the auction house, and I can imagine that's a very different price, isn't it? So would you be able to put in a manual price for your pigments at some point? Yeah, for the actual sallow pigment, as Rasheen suggests. Yeah, I can imagine it is very different. I haven't got to inscription yet, but if it's anything like me having to do a custom price for veiled crystals, I can imagine the pigments are the same.
If you find anything exotic,
right, I think I might pop over to Erfen and see where he's at, because he might be able to make a few more veiled crystals and get me back into that, I think. Is there a way to do that so it's based on Dreamleaf's auction house price? You buy Dreamleaf on the auction house, then you mill it. Yes, definitely. You can use the item ID for Dreamleaf and use that as a price source. As an example, let's just pop over to Elmorte as an example, and I'll show you what I did with my price of Golden Lotus, which is based off of my average buy price of Spirits of Harmony. And I did the same kind of thing there. So you get basically of the vendor that's just outside here. If I go over here, well, let's move that over there. Don't need that. So you go to the vendor over here and you can buy 2 Golden Lotus for 1 Spirit of Harmony. So what I did, if I go into my alchemy here, let's clear that queue. Crafting reports, materials, and we go to Golden Lotus here. So there we've got the minimum between average buy, DB market, crafting, vendor buy, and convert DB market, which is all the other ways of getting hold of Golden Lotus. But I've also added in here mat price, the item ID, divided by 2, because you get 2 of them. So this is the mat price of Spirit of Harmony divided by 2. So you could probably do something like that depending on how many you get from milling Dreamleaf. Find out what the item ID of Dreamleaf is. So go on to something like Wowhead or the Undermine Journal, and you can find out the item number that way. You need to know the proc rates of sallow and roseate pigment on Dreamleaf milling. Yes, exactly as Rasheen said. There's a greater thing involved, isn't there? You always do Fellwort for sallow. Okay. So whatever that value you get back, look at something like that, and you can put in a custom price for your sallow that way, based on what you do and how you do it. And usually it involves a little bit of math, and some spreadsheets usually help as well. So let's just do one of my daily cooldowns whilst I'm here, and might as well check my mailbox whilst I'm here. So we've got a load of expires. We've got 3,000 gold. That's probably from Living Steel. Yep, we sold 3 Living Steel, making a good profit on Living Steel at the moment. It's been a consistent seller. I'm just using my daily cooldown on that at the moment, so that's helping greatly with Elmorte, just being a low-level alchemist, a transmute master. Currently has 11,000 gold on him. So I'll run a post scan on that lot. Time to scrap 2,000 braces. Good luck, Daniel. Hopefully it won't be too painful for you. Thankfully you can watch something while scrapping, and then just keep on clicking every now and again. It certainly does make it easier. Right, let's put everything else on. We may or may not get some sales of those, but we know we probably will of the Living Steel. Don't think we need to restock on anything else here at this stage. Let's pick up the sales though. 3,000 gold. And then we'll park you back inside. And then we'll go on over to Erfen, because he's currently 118. Could really do with getting him up to 120. Maybe we could do some time walking. Could certainly do that with anyone who's on EU if they fancy doing some time walking with me today. Or we could do, or I could just go through and do some questing. That seems to be working very well at the moment in terms of getting XP. So, oh, we've also got sound defense actually. That would be useful. We could do that. Let's do the quest. Get extra XP for that, and we get the XP bonus. You could join on the time walking. Okay, Drexel. Well, let's see if we got anyone else that might be interested. We could try that. Here we go. 93 tie spray bracer males. So that's going to keep Erfen busy. We're not going to do this tonight though. At this stage. Can tank all DPS. That's awesome. You can heal all DPS. Okay, it looks like we've got a few takers. That's all we need. A tank, healer, I'm currently tank spec, but I don't mind doing DPS either. I'm kind of used to tanking though, so we could try that. Royrin87, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing very well. Thank you also for the follow. Careful, Blizzard might randomly delete those braces. They might, Rasheen. I'll have to watch out for that one. Thankfully, I've not noticed that yet, but 93 in the mail. As long as I deal with those by tomorrow, I should be alright. I've got a load of junk in here I need to sort out for my questing. Let's deal with that first. It looks like we do have a few people that might want to do some time walking though, so what I'll do is I'll just clear my junk out. Sell trash. Get rid of all of that. Didn't quite get them all. Let's try it again. Try and get those going. Didn't want to do the last few, so let's do those manually. There we go. Okay, so let's should we set up a group and see if we can find enough people. I haven't got enough stuff here. Hold on. Let me move that around. That's TSM. Let's move that up to the top. Hekili can go down there. Details is the new thing. Detail streamer. I haven't used that. Let's move that over there. Right. Okay. So let's set up a group. What should we do? A pre-made group, custom group. Let's start a group. We'll call it Samadan plays. Wow. There we go. We'll list that one up. So anyone who is EU Alliance, if they'd like to join in, you can run DPS Shadow Priest if you need. No problem. I think I'll probably go. I'll go and tank. Well, I'll try to tank. If we can have got DPS and a healer already, that's fantastic. See if we can fill up a group, and then we can probably open it up to Zelle as you. Fantastic. Rorin, excellent. Good to see you in as well. And you're McFerrell, McBainey. I'll try and keep the names connected. I'm terrible at doing that. But oh, we have an Oreo coming in. If you haven't spotted, Cookie is just sleeping just here at the top. Oreo's just been doing some eating. And oh, we've got another one as well. Fantastic. So what have we got? 1, 2, 3. Is that everything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a maximum group, isn't it? 5. Fantastic. Lovely to see people coming in. Welcome all. Let's see if we can queue up for a random time walking and see what we get. Dungeon finder, random time walking. There we go. Join as a party. There we go. And everyone selected a role. There we go. Dr. Grimm, thank you very much for using your Prime. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Let's see lots of let's put those in there. Thank you very much for your support. Really is appreciated. Right, where are we? I haven't got a clue where we are. This looks like a fun dungeon. Let's probably get off here. Pit of Sauron. I don't think I've ever done this dungeon, so that should be interesting. Do we have a time walking quest we need to do? Let's go for the regular one. Happy to support me. Well, thank you very much. It really is appreciated. Let's move this off to the side a little bit. Hold on, we just need to move... let's move this so I can read the actual text a little bit better. My interface is really small at this stage, so please forgive me as I reorganise things. Let's just get Oreo's camera zoomed out a little bit. Otherwise, there we go. You won't be able to see Oreo. There we go. You farmed this yesterday with a few alts. Fun dungeons, are they? It'll be interesting to try. I've never tried these ones. If everyone's ready, I guess, what do we need to do? I guess we carry on Forge Master, Ick and Kick, and Scouse Lord. Okay. Oh wow, loads of people here. This is interesting. Right, okay.
Father, not even fit to labor in a
Right, let's give this a go.
Relish these final moments.
Mash the buttons and hope for the best.
Mindless undead.
Heroes of the Alliance, attack!
So we have extra people in here, it would seem. Interesting. Let's keep that go down. There we go, then I can see everything else as well. I don't actually know the mechanics of these, so I can assume you can try doing a few of these.
Minions, destroy these.
Oh, interesting. Should we help them out? I think we should. I don't know if this is required.
You will have to make your
There we
way
go.
across this quarry on your own.
Right. Which direction do we need to go?
Free
I guess
any
we go over
Alliance
this way.
slaves that you come across.
I've
We will
never
most
ever done this
certainly need
dungeon
their
before.
assistance in battling Tyrannus. I will gather reinforcements and join you on the other
Right,
side of the wall.
I guess we follow round to the right, don't we? Can we avoid these? Oh no, looks like we joined in. Let's get a few more there. There we go. There we are, that's a bit better. Just click these ones, it's easier for me reaching. Watch out for my interrupts. Do those as well. Go through all those. Wrath of the Lich King was awesome. I loved Wrath of the Lich King, but I never did any dungeons with it. That was the crazy thing. Alright, let's move over to the right, I think. You can get a Battered Hilt here. Oh, interesting. I guess we come over to the right. Do we ignore these? I don't know if we can just skip past these or not. Oh no, got an extra one there. There we go, fantastic. Oh, Melancholic Masochism. I think I got your name right. Thanks ever so much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Just currently doing a bit of time walking at the moment. See, I've never done these dungeons before, so it's an interesting one for me. Oh, we've got two. Got an extra one. This is mainly, excuse me, the main reason we're doing this is to get some XP for Erfen. Hopefully get him up to level 120. Would be really nice. If I can remember to press all my buttons. I'm assuming I'm going in the right direction. Still debating whether it's better to have two crafting or one gathering. Yeah, it's a tricky one. With Samadan, I like having two crafting, that's for sure. Go to the stairs over there. Okay, right, let's go over. Oh, I missed one. Oops, I dropped down. I can't jump back up. If you all come down to me, then hopefully we can finish those. It looks like we've dealt with them already, so that's fine. You're fine without me. Right, let's get this, because it's coming in. Deal with those. Ooh, let's just move out a little bit. There we go. Metamorphosis would be useful here. Do that, press all the buttons. Deal with everything here. I am pressing 2, aren't I? Yes. Spikes on. Anything else? Do we got anything extra? Oh, we got one up there. Hopefully he can come out. Oh, we can skin this. That's nice. Okay, you're close enough now. I think I can get you enough. There we go. Pulls you down. That's easier. Oh, got some extra ones over there. Let me move you over here. There we go. Don't want to split the raid. Or the group, rather. Or in the dungeon. Bring everyone together. That should be easier. Could call Kalu 2 in 1 though. What eye level does the weekly Timewalking drop at, anyone know? I think it's quite high actually. I think it's up to like 415, I think I heard. So I think it's a decent thing. So it's certainly worth doing. Alright, let's carry on here. Deal with this one. Get the spikes up. Apply my dotted thing. Try that again, and just keep mashing my other buttons and hope for the best. Like how you can see a Taurus star skybox after clearing it. Even nodal. Oh really? That's quite cool. I like that. Yeah, when I played Wrath of the Lich King, I was very much a casual player. So I did everything way behind everyone else. I mean, I still had a very young family at that point. Oh, we can actually mount up here, can't we? That's useful. Alright, what have we got here? Oh god, this is huge. So is this one of the bosses? Yes it is. Okay. Is there anything... Ruckles, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Is there any special mechanics we need here? Could we just pull one of these in? Perhaps? Let's try that. Oh, no, I got everyone. Okay. Alright. Let's just bring everything in and go for it. I'll try and stay alive. I don't know what there is mechanics-wise. I should probably just face things over this way. Oh, where's he gone? Avoid everything. Let's just be around here, try and get everything dealt with. Do some damage down there. Hide behind the rock. Oh right, okay. This rock. Aha! Useful. Do we now need to go towards him? Let's go over here. Let's just help out. Let's see if we can deal with this a little bit better. Do we go all the way behind the rock, I wonder? I'm not sure if I'm in the right position here. Let's metamorphosis and do that. Oh, he's gone over there again. Okay, how are we doing? Now our bones will freeze, okay. Now do we go in? Let's try. Let's just turn him around this way. And hopefully everyone else can be spared of the ice damage. And I'll just tank it myself. Trying to be a tank. Massive Saronite boulder on me. Okay. That should hurt, I imagine. There we go. And then we can just maybe damage a few more bits. There we go. Fantastic. Close that. Got some Time Warp badges. And a belt. Okay, fantastic. Alright, everyone back up. Doing alright, just looking at some WoW contents which are apparently banned. Oh, right. So it can't try itself. Oh, sorry to hear that. So when he uses his blast, you hide behind the rock. Alright, okay. I'll have to try and remember that one for next time. So I guess we just work our way over that way. Let's just keep on round. Okay. Everyone looks ready. Let's go in. Okay. I can guess only. I can only suggest setting a ticket over to Blizzard and see if they can provide some explanation for you. I didn't realise that big floating thing there. So as a casual player in Wrath of the Lich King, I would have missed all of these. Hold it, one moment. Just bring them back. There we go. There we go. Well, hold on. Wait until you're ready. Kill the mobs that drag the boxes. Upcoming next boss. Okay, thank you, Dr. Grimm. Useful to know. Just going to make sure everyone's ready first before we carry on. It's not an account, obviously, but rather a hardware ban. Oh, right, interesting. Right. We'll just wait for Roirin. There we go. We're back. Food was delivered. Okay, no problem. Right, I guess we could pull a few of these. Deal with that. Mash the buttons. I guess we could skip those. Do we need to collect those up? Looks like we're missing those, okay. Now where do we need to go next? Let's have a look at my map. Kick and kick look like they're over here somewhere. Ah, these things dragging the stuff. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, let's start with one of those. Stay out of the green stuff, I would imagine, would be a good thing. So let's take my own advice and stand out of the green stuff. There we go. Okay, ooh, Battered Hilt. Oh, there we go. Begins a quest. Do we need to do something with that? That's awesome. Okay. Don't click it, sell it. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. Bit of beginner luck there, I think. Right, let's grab one of those whilst we're here. Easy peasy 20k right there. Wow, fantastic. Well, that's a good start to the dungeon. Very nice. I figure with my button mashing, as long as I'm pressing something, I'm doing some good. Just move out of the way though of the green stuff. Even on the high pop, you don't sell Battle Hilt below 40k. Right. Yeah, it did say on TSM, min buyout is currently 29, market value is 17, so a little low on my realm perhaps, but maybe that's because time walking is going on at the moment. I imagine these are the... should we clear out these draggy people first? Sam gets it first time. I know, it must be just streamer luck, I'm sure. You got in now. Okay. Oh, fantastic. Glad you got in, Ruckles. That's a very odd one. Let me just move over here. Got the error message that your account was locked. Ah, maybe that's something different. Yeah, let's bring you over here. Let's move out of the icky stuff. There's lots of icky stuff. There we are. And I can stand in the green stuff, which will heal me, which is even better. And can we pull that one? Yes, we can. Let's bring that one in. There we go. Assumed it was a ban. I've never heard of it, so I'm not sure. Let's just deal with that. Just paying attention to where I was standing. Get rid of that one. Okay, so it looks like we've cleared those, and we're left with Ick. We've got Ick and Crick. So where's Crick? I don't see a Crick. I imagine they'll be coming at some point. Okay, if everyone's ready, we will jump straight in on this one. Let's give this a go. Oop, there we go. Oh, we've got two. Where's the other one? I hear lots of noises. I'm not sure exactly what they all mean. Now, there's mushrooms here. Let's move out of the way of those. Begins a poison cloud. Ooh, ow, that hurts. stay in the green. See if we can help. Keep pressing buttons. Stay out of that. Okay, hold on everyone. Using threat sounds like it's bad. Let's just try and do a little bit more. Oh, there's someone else over there. There we go, let's move around here. Oh, let's move out the way of that. Hopefully we can do a little bit more. Hang in there everyone.
We could probably use these codes.
Hopefully we can do a little bit more damage. Just me and you. There we go. Good evening, Sensors. Hope you're doing well. Pardon me if I'm concentrating a huge amount at the moment. Crick has been defeated. Fantastic. That was close.
I'm not so naive as to believe
Crick
your
right on
appeal
top
for
of it. Ah,
clemency,
right,
but I will
okay.
listen.
God, that was lucky. We did well.
Is in the master's lair, but you must
Congratulations,
destroy
everyone.
Tyrannus to gain entry.
There we go, some more time warp
In the
badges.
halls of reflection, you will find Frostmourne.
Terms of answers, by the way, on some Americans, so that ban an entire Battle.net account, doing hardware ban, so you can access any other WoW account specific games. Oh, interesting.
Impossible.
Right, well that was... Let everyone get themselves back on track. So where do we need to head off next? Over here? Let's give it a... Oh, here's Crick. Ah. Oh, they're dead. Ooh. Oh, we didn't see up there. We didn't look up. There we go. Okay, right. Let's carry on.
What a cruel
Which
end.
direction do we need to go in?
Come, heroes.
Does anyone
we must
know?
see if the gnome's story is true. If we can separate
Do we go up the
Arthas from
path?
Frostmourne,
Oh yeah, it
we
looks
might
like
have a
we go
chance
up the
at
path
stopping him.
round there. If I was a betting person, I would suggest that way. Ah, there seems to be a few people in the way. Okay, this may take a little bit more. Right, are we all ready? Okay, let's go. I'm assuming we can just damage all of these. Seems to be a lot of them though. I need to interrupt some casting, if I can. Ooh, where's my page gone? There it is. That was a bad thing. There we go, interrupt casting, watch out for that. Akili to the rescue with pressing my buttons. There we go. Deal with a few more of those if we can. Stay out this side. Mash my buttons. I keep missing my interrupts though. I'm not very good at interrupting casting. There we go. Master, how I... Oh, we saw Master. Sorry, you were looking, weren't you? Do apologise. Right, just wait for everyone to catch back up on their health. And then we'll have a little respite, and then we'll carry on. I'm getting some good reputation here, if nothing else. Can the Battered Hilt drop in Timewalking? We have proved that yes it can, especially if you have streamer luck sensors. I managed to get one. This is my very first time ever going in this dungeon. So I was extremely lucky. Oh, we need to focus on that one, do we? Okay, let's do that. And I can look for my interrupts. Make sure I know how to press that. There we go. Done that. Press that. Mash those buttons. Bring them closer, hopefully. Facing the wrong way doesn't help. There we go. Oh, almost in the wrong direction. There we go. Scroll of intellect. Must have just missed it. Yes, it was just before when we were doing those crate people earlier.
Soldiers, destroyed
Right,
it.
what have we got? Okay, so we're going to work our way up here. This has got a nice little storyline to it. I like this. Let's just deal with all of these. Ooh, there's a bit of damage. See if I can help out a little bit here. See what Hakili does. Rooted doesn't help. Make sure I press the right buttons in the right order. Try and keep everyone engaged. Oh, a few deaths here. This is not good. Oh, unfortunately died on that one. Got the frost ring thing, yeah. Fora's having a hard time staying alive. Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Okay, I'm guessing, do we release on this? I'll wait and see how things go first. Can't stand in the ring. Okay. How far can you go with the Star Tradition in well? Level 20, yes, that's right. Right, good luck in your last bit. Hopefully you can get them dealt with. Wrathborn. What have we got? One more left. Okay, good luck, guys. Hopefully you can get it. Sorry, I should say guys and girls. Fantastic. Nicely done. Thank you very much for the res. So you just wait for everyone to heal back up. This is great fun. I'm getting to do new content that I completely missed way back in the time. This is what I like about time walking. Gives you a chance. We've got a long way to go still. This looks like it might be a tough battle. Maybe we can just work our way through it steadily. And that should work. Okay. If we're all ready, we can continue. So anything, love all these Dungeons and Wrath. Still think to this day they're the best in game. Yeah, they certainly are fun. I remember doing, I think it was Stratholme I did do as a holy priest back in the day. I remember doing at least one, but I never had a lot of time for them. Is there anything we need to focus on here? I guess we can just pull someone in and start with that. Focus on that one perhaps. Bring you in. Taunt you, tank you. Just move back a little bit, bring you back here. There we go. Step back from there. Metamorphosize. Interrupts are going to be useful here at this stage. We got those ones down, so that's the main thing. Focusing on the main person. That seems to work better. Oh, that was much better. There we go. So, focus on the skull. Good evening, Mugs. I hope you're doing well. Where am I at the moment? We are doing time walking in Wrath of the Lich King. First time for me, and it's great fun. We're just trying out... I've never done this bit. In here, don't get hit. Okay. Do we just basically run? It looks like we mount up, so let's head on through. Drag mobs to the middle of the tunnel. Right, okay. Thank you for the advice. Pit of Sauron time walking, yeah. Drag mobs to the middle of the tunnel, then time walk. Okay. Right. Okay, should we try it? Let's go. Okay. Trap them within the tunnel. Okay. Okay, right. Ignore those, I imagine. This looks like it could be tricky. Don't get hit. Okay, we've got a lot of things going on here. How far do we need to stop and hit people? That's the thing. Or can we just keep running? Oh, lots of deaths. This doesn't look good. Yeah, that was a tough one. I'm not sure what that worked out. This is mainly for XP, really, Mogs. Yeah, that was tough. I think we might have a wipe on this one. Yeah, that was tough. Is this a safe zone? Do we just literally run to here? Let's just go through. Hold on. On the platform, ice doesn't fall. So, right, okay, so make sure we get to that platform and then go from there. Okay, thank you. All learning opportunities, all experience. It's a great way to enjoy a dungeon. Basically, take the mobs to the platform. No stopping on the way. Okay, thank you, Asakura. Yeah, so bring them all to the one place and then run through and then do the damage there. Yeah, my mistake was stopping as I went, I think, wasn't it? Okay, now I know. I like the fact with Wrath of the Lich King is all the build up towards Arthur's. Oh right, okay, we've still got to get through here, have we? Okay, this is going to be interesting. Just leveled Enchanting using Lightstep Hoof Plates to level 2. Very nice. Okay, if we're all here... Is everyone here? Yes, okay. So if we're ready, I guess we can run through here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and wait for a gap, and then we can go. There we go. Oh, that didn't work. Got smashed straight away. Okay, let's take the lead up here. Oh, stay out the way. There we go. Right, get into the middle. Lots of damage though. How do you not get defeated by all these mobs at once though? That's the hard bit. Okay, this is tricky. There's way too many mobs. What do you do with all of these? You've got lots and lots of things in here. Okay. Tactics, what am I doing wrong here? Running and keeping them in. Just don't get hit by the ice. It could be. I mean, it's a lot of damage all at once we get there, isn't it? That's the hard part. Learning dungeons. Always interesting. Or pop all cooldowns, yeah. Could be a case of just... If I metamorphosis and go through, that could maybe help. What does a metamorphosis actually do? 15 seconds, increasing current maximum health by 50% and armor by 200%, while transformed, fracturing another pain and additional rest of soul fragment. That could be useful. Do I need to do a repair?
Many wares.
Just in case. There we go.
May your feet find good rest.
Okay. Let's think about this. What could we do? Go first, go full on slam when you can go on center. Sounds like a good idea. So what I'll do is I will metamorphosize into my big demon form, and then I'll run forward as best I can and see what happens then. Okay, so once there's a gap, see if we can get through. Go first, pull your way up and get into the middle platform. Right, okay, let's give this a go. Right, here we go. Oh, doesn't help that I get pulled back by those. Let's avoid this whilst we can. Right, get myself into the middle. There we go. Do damage. Do dots. See what we can do here. Mash all the buttons, pop all the cooldowns we can. See what we can do. Damn it. Oh, we did close. That was better. That was definitely better. We did better there. How are we getting with everything else? Almost there. I'm not sure if I want to... Do I want to release at this point? Or can I run over? Looks like we almost did it. Okay. Well, we got a few of those down. That was a good start, that was. Right, let's get back in the game. That was brilliant. Don't use your cooldown on the way up. Okay, thank you, Couturus. So that was a bit of a waste, was it? I'll wait until I get there, then use... I think we killed a few, yes. Because I saw some reputation pop. So I think we did better. So that might ease our transition up. Okay. Oh, this is exciting. You're in combat. Oh no. You can't mount. Okay, well, we'll wait for you to get through. Oh, is there more coming? Oh, here they come. Oh dear. Look at them come down. Okay, let's see if we can hold them here. This is unusual. Right. Right, see what I can do. We seem to have got them on the edge. We'll see what we can do here. Let's get a few of these going. Right, whatever that was, I wasn't expecting them to come down. Easier to fight them here anyway, definitely. Okay, well that was better. Okay, I think we can mount up now, go a little bit further. I'm imagining there's probably another phase, isn't there, as we go further on. I can't imagine that was it. I think it bugged somehow and you got stuck in combat. Yeah, definitely did seem strange, didn't it? Okay, so at least we could probably run through here to the middle, I would imagine. Let's wait for a gap. Let's go through. And there are a few more still here. Right, let's get my cooldown going now. Let's taunt all these over. Deal with those. Get all these up. Okay, we got those done. Okay, there's some more dead. Now I guess we need to run through the next lot. Let's go. Seems to be a long lot of people here. Right, there we go. Get some out of here. Let's deal with them here if we can. Get some spikes going on everyone if we can. Oh, we got a few. We got a few down. I think I might need to just run straight back in here, so I'm going to come straight back. Are we somewhere different? Oh, no, they haven't respawned. I was worried for a minute then, they respawned. I think they might have done actually. Working this out. Let's see if we can get them going through. Okay.
Alas, brave adventurers, your meddling has reached its end. Do you hear the clatter of bone
Sound of
and steel
impending
coming up
demise,
from
yeah.
behind
It does
you?
seem to be at the moment.
That is the sound of your impending demise.
Okay, let's see if we can group up. How has everyone got on? Oh, we did have some extra on here. Hold on.
Such an amusing gesture from the rabble. When I have finished with you, my master's blade will feast upon your souls.
Right, let's see if we can get through.
Die.
Did we get some extras in here? Hold on. Let's just see if I can join in. Oh, I got hit on the way. Use that to get past there. Oh, the more spawn as you go. Oh, that's not good.
Destroy this fool.
Hold on. More spawn as you go. That's terrible. Okay. We're missing a few here. We're going to lose a few at this point. I think there's too much damage at this time. I don't think I'm going to be able to get through all of this. From looking at this, I think this is a bad idea just to keep running. Yeah, because they're all here. Where is everyone? Did we miss that? Yeah, I've got too many on the go at once. That was a bad idea, I think. Okay. Too busy running along and not communicating, I think. I didn't realise that they would spawn more on the run. Don't pull the last group. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Right, okay, let's go back through, see what I can do. Get myself back to the beginning. Okay. And keep hanging back. Thank you very much for the follow. Not quite sure of your name, whether its intentions are sincere or not. But thank you for the follow nonetheless. It seems harder than it used to be in WoD. It just definitely does seem weird. Let's make sure everyone's back, I think. And stick together. Okay, oh, we've got some extras coming in. Okay, let's deal with those. There we go. Oh, we've got loads of extras coming in now. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can deal with these. Oh, lots of them, in fact. Okay. There we go. That's a bit better. Got the right numbers going. There we go. Seems a lot more buggier. It does seem a bit strange, doesn't it? Lots of skeletons coming down. So, me thinking that we had cleared them all was obviously an error. We need to maybe clear to the middle again. Can't remember it being so hard. Yeah, it is. It is a bit of a strange one. Excuse me. We'll go to the middle, stop for a breather then, regroup, and then I won't pull that last lot. And then we'll... so we'll go from here. We'll go up to the middle, I'll stop there, grab everything, and then once we're cleared there, we'll run to the next bit, and I'll try not to grab that last lot of mobs that are there, and we'll try and deal with those as we go. I think that's as good as a plan as I can think of at this point. Right, if we're all ready, let's go for a run. That was a bad start. See what I can get. Right, okay. Deal with these. Clear all these out. Okay, right. Everyone's done now. Okay, right. Next lot, when there's a break, I'll run through. So See if I can beat some whilst we go. Until there's another break, I'm guessing. There we go. Right, I'll try and do them here. Don't know if there's any breaks here. Alright, let's try them here. Okay, let's stay out of this way. Do some damage here. 5, 8. Q, smash, 8, 7 spikes. Make sure you're facing the right direction. Right, okay. Phew. Okay, right, here we go. Ta-da! Nice. Very nice indeed. Okay, what have we got here? Rhymefang. This could be interesting. Let's hope we don't die this time, because that would be tough. Seems overtuned, yeah. Just like the raid to world first, perhaps. I can actually appreciate a little bit of what they're going through at the moment, having never really done this kind of thing before. So, what do we have here? Rhymefang. I guess we just attack and find out what happens. Would be my normal way of dealing with this. And there's a Lord as well, actually. Scourge Lord and Rhymefang. Let's kill. Okay, let's go for it. Usually knock you back. They're 7 of 8 though, exactly. Right, let's give this a go.
Alas, brave adventurers, your meddling has reached its end. Do you
Out
hear
of
the
range.
clatter of bone and steel coming up the tunnel behind you? That is the sound of your impending
Can't do anything yet.
The undead as long as we can, even to our dying breath.
Okay, you're going to hold off the undead.
Such an amusing gesture.
Got to go through the
from
roleplay
rabble.
stuff first, I guess.
When I have finished with you, my master's blade will feast upon your souls. Die.
Oh, here you are. You're down here. Scourge Lord. We'll do you first if we can. Watch out for knockbacks, apparently. I imagine the dragon's gonna... There we go, there's the knockback. Swells with Dark Knight. Okay, that doesn't seem good.
Destroy this fool.
Let's deal with a little bit of damage if we can. I guess we stick on the main person. That would be my guess, really.
Destroy this fool.
And watch out for everything else. Just work on doing damage, I guess. Oh, there's the knockback. Jump back in. Okay, oh, didn't mean to press that one actually. Okay, let's go this way so I can at least face this direction. Keep an idea on things.
Destroy this fool.
I hope I'm pressing the right buttons here. I am literally just button mashing for most of it though. Hoping on Hakili to help me out. I'm doing a little bit of clicking at the same time. Yay, we did it! Awesome! Congratulations everyone! Oh, look at that. Loads of great stuff. Well done everyone. There we go. And we got a quest as well.
We owe you our
The
lives,
Prism.
our freedom. Though it be a
Cool.
tiny gesture in the face of this enormous debt, I pledge
Oops,
that
what did I
from
miss
this
there?
day forth, all will
Nice
know
bit of
your
roleplay there as well.
deeds and the blazing path of light you
Next
put in
part
the
now.
shadow of this dark citadel.
What chance do you have of making money with blacksmithing in this patch? I hear the weapons, the notorious weapons do well.
Not
Oh,
even
hold
the
on.
Lich King himself.
Sindragosa's here.
To
When
me.
Alliance and Horde set aside their difference.
Ooh, what happened there? Oh dear. That was brilliant. Well, thank you all for that group. That was really useful.
The Frost Queen is gone.
Has everyone got
we
what they
must
wanted?
keep moving.
If they want to do
Our
any
objective
trading,
is
they're
near.
more than welcome. Okay, McBainey, thanks ever so much. You're more than welcome.
I could not save them. Damn you, Arthas.
It's a 3-parter.
Damn you.
Is it? Is this not done? Oh, okay. Pit of Sauron is the first one, is it? Oh, okay. Battered Hilt are 200k on my server. You play there as well? Really, support barrel? Because they're saying 29k according to TSM. The individual instances. Okay. Thank you, Rasheen. You'll work your way up to it. Up to Ice Crown. Yeah, that's brilliant. Okay. Yeah, it was a great group. Thank you very much, everyone. It inflated a lot. Okay, well, we'll have a look. See what we can do. You were the only one selling for a while. Oh, right. Do you manage to get some sales with that? So thank you all for the group. Let's, I guess we can leave instance group on teleport out of dungeon. There we go, that will help me. You've sold around 7 or 8. Okay, brilliant. I wonder if there's an increase of them at the moment because of the time walking. Maybe I should wait until after the time walking. That could work. Okay, so how do we do XP wise? We are currently, oh wow, we are currently at level 119 and we don't have that much further to go until 120, so we did really well. 2 more in the auction house and 1 barking in Orgrimmar. Okay, normally just 1 or 2 on. Okay. You tried to sell some armour, but the armour doesn't seem to sell. Oh, is that the Notorious armour? I did hear it's a bit of a slow mover. I've noticed that myself with the Notorious tailoring. If you want, we can do islands now. I was terrible at islands last time I did them. I'll leave it at the moment. I don't want to spend all my time on Erfen, but thank you very much for the offer. It is very much appreciated. Well, I'll just pop out of the group at the moment. There we go. So I need to just look at a few things that I've done with the time walking. Is there anything we need here at this point? We've got that's the Battered Hilt we got. So let's just have a look. Let's look shopping wise and see the price of this. So Battered Hilt is currently, yeah, we've got 1 at 30,000, 1 at 29.99, and then 1 here at 104. So I guess we could try and come in here at we could try it at 29.99. I mean, that's still 30,000 gold. I mean, that's a reasonable one. The region market average is 61. Managed to get 2 sales on the Notorious leather and plate. Okay, Marsville, yeah, they are trickling through slowly. The odd thing does happen from time to time, I think. So I think at 171% market value, yeah, it does seem a little low. We could try it this first, see if we do get a sale, and if we don't, then we could push it up higher. So even on a high pop, you don't sell for below 40k. Okay, so shall we leave this and put it at 104? That would be better. Might get more as others get into leveling out. Yeah, I'm in no rush to do this, so I will do this. Virulent, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Doing very well, thank you. We just had a very successful time walking dungeon. We're going to put the Battered Hilt we very luckily got. We're going to put it on. I'm going to put it on at 104 here. We'll see what happens. I might need to make a group for it, but we'll see how that goes for now. I'll just put that on manually as we are. Hold it till after time walking. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Marsba. I certainly, as Brasheen advised, I won't go below 40,000. It could be, it looks like, because this does say Alliance only, so maybe it does make a difference. And I know Shadow Song has more Alliance on it than it does Horde, so perhaps that's a difference. You've made more gold on Captain's Feast compared to the Notorious gear. Yeah, but I think the Captain's Feast is still selling. I haven't tried restocking on mine yet with cooking. Last Sunday we took a look at cooking, but I only scratched the surface of it. We've still got a lot to do on that front. Maybe we need to go over to Samadan and have a look at where he's at with that. Pretty sure we're on the same realm cluster, but on your auction house they're up for 200,000. Oh right, okay, that is a big difference, isn't it? There's one for Alliance and one for Horde. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense from looking at the tooltip. I'm going to leave that on at 104 and see what happens. Obviously, it's not going to sell that quickly. What else have we got? We've probably got some stuff in the mail that we'll need to deal with. I've got some expires I need to deal with, actually. So, from looking at this, let's clear a little bit of space up. Do a repair. Sell the junk from there. Any of this is worth equipping at this point. 266, 259. That seems better. Let me just swap this over. So that's a better ring. I'll pop that on. And a 277 one-handed a sickle. Okay. Curseform sickle. Let's pop that on to replace our axe. Might as well up our item level. We do have a draft of the 10 lands ready to get ourselves up to that last 120, so it wouldn't take too long. You had 0 feasts on your auction house yesterday, so you made a bunch, and they all sold for 3,500 each. Wow, okay. Maybe people just aren't going for the bigger ones. We'll have a look at that. Oh, armor, I missed that one. A waist for 289, Flair's Black Belt. Yeah, that's an upgrade. And 272 for the waist. Oh, we just did that one, didn't we? 272, 289, and wrist 250. Yep, that's a upgrade as well. The cloak we're going to keep because we're getting the XP from that. We can always swap that out later. There's no point actually doing that. Okay, so that's good. We'll leave that. Everything else will be fine. I don't know if any of that stuff we can scrap. Let's have a look. It might be useful. Probably can't. Let's have a look. Let's move that out of the way. That's kind of in the way. How can I move that? That's my damage meter thing. Damage done. Oh, we do have a few things here. Oh, some things I haven't collected the appearance of. Let me just check that. Might as well do that. Hold on. Let's have a look. Which one? It was a cloak, wasn't it, I think? This one. You haven't collected that. 248. Crimson Wood Drape with the Quick Blade. Okay, we'll get that and then we'll swap back. There we go. And then we'll scrap a load of this. Oh, we don't need Ori's camera at the moment, so we can see these. I guess that's the best thing for that. Turn in the prison before the time walking is over. Oh yes, because we get the bonus extra, don't we? Now, where would they be? What Frozen Orb, actually, that's interesting. Which was the quest one? This one, the Frigid Time Walk Prison. This begins a quest. Okay, Old Dalaran, is it? Okay, that should be easy enough. Thank you, Rashim. We'll go and do that one. I'm going to scrap all of this stuff. Let me just check. Double check it's not something I want. It's all soul bound. Everything else is fine. Okay, so let's queue all of that. Scrap this for some random stuff. Get some Tide Spray and bits and pieces out of it. Okay, that's done. And then this one, 5 Time Watch badge, deliver to an interested mage in Dalaran. Right, let's go do that whilst we remember, otherwise I'm bound to forget that, and that will be a terrible case, because Time Walk badges are useful. We used them for our Shadow Pan reputation the other day, the last time we did Time Walking. So, Old Dalaran from here. Let's go through the portal room. That's the best way nowadays. So Stormwind, and then Portal Room, and we'll go to Old Dalaran. Okay, so that's a good start. We've got some good stuff done today already. Now, Old Dalaran is that one. Let's go through here. Hand this one in. I just want to say, videos and streams have been incredibly helpful for you. Used to focus on transmog. I was frustrated by the sales. Show me that you can make good with professions and almost your first million. Oh, fantastic, Samurai. Well, I'm glad you found it useful. Obviously, professions aren't the only way. I know a lot of people do very well with flipping, especially BOEs, or gathering, or any other methods, but I'm glad professions are working out for you, because it's by far my favourite way of making gold.
How may I help?
Right, here we go. Unstable Prism, 500 Time Warp badges. Fantastic. Okay, so that's a good place to be in at this point. Anything we need to do on Erfen at this stage is going to be scrapping and what have you. So let's go back to the Snug Harbour Inn. What I'll do is I'll do a little bit of scrapping, get myself a little bit of Expulsum. Good night, Mogs. Thanks ever so much for... yeah, we got right into the turning spot, Marsba, which is brilliant. Good night, Mogs. Thanks ever so much for stopping by. I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening. Yeah, just running through at the moment, and... Okay, so let's... How have we got bag space-wise? A little bit of space, got a little bit of tide spray and nylon. That will free up 2 slots once I open up all the mail. Everything else is scraps of bits and pieces. So what we'll do is we'll make a start on this tide spray. I'm not going to do it all. I just want to get enough to get started for Samadan to finish off his his veiled crystals that he needed. So we'll at least scrap a whole bag full. Shouldn't take me too long tonight, I think. And then we'll work it on from there. So I'll let TSM just fill my inventory up with green braces. I'll eventually get them. And then we'll have a look at what else we can do later on. I mean, there's lots and lots I can do. We're still working on Nazjatar Rep. We still haven't done anything with Awakening and his alchemy. He's still got the Silas quest to do. The only thing I've really done with Awakening at this point is if an emissary for Nazjatar Rep comes up, I quickly go on and do 4 world quests just to try and keep him slowly increasing his reputation, because he will need some for potions. Do I also have to do a cancel scan more than once to get all items? I used to have to, but I haven't noticed that with TSM at this, not in a long while. I haven't checked it though. It used to be a case that I had to do several cancel scans for everything to disappear, but it seems to be working okay for me. I'm not sure why it would be working for me and not others though. That is a bit of a strange one. I'm going to start with scrapping all of this, see if we can get ourselves some tide spray. You've got to do it 3 or 4 times. I can understand that's frustrating. I certainly remember it being difficult. I don't know if it's a certain add-on or anything like that that might be interfering. I certainly don't remember changing anything and it suddenly working. I thought it was something they actually fixed in TSM, but if you're still having an issue with it, maybe just put that in the support section of the TSM Discord and see if they might be able to... You're very vocal about it. Certainly are, Rasheen. They're working properly as of now. You're finding it okay, are you, Rasheen? Okay. Okay, so I wonder what could be causing it for you, Trexor. I would try, as a first guess, I know it's a bit sort of like IT switching it off and on again, but I tried disabling all your other add-ons and try it just with TSM first. It eliminates any other things first and foremost, and then see if that's an issue. Then check your TSM version it should be auto updated with the app. So I would guess make sure you're on the right release of TSM. Check with their website, check their latest version. Currently the version I have is 4.7.16, so make sure you've got that. I'm just trying to run through the sort of things that I would do in terms of bug fixing something like this, and hopefully you'll be able to at least get to the bottom of it. So whilst we can scrap a lot of braces to get the Expulsum, the slight bottleneck for me is the Tempest Hide and Calcified Bones. Oh, that reminds me, we're going to look and see if we can get the rank 3. I couldn't remember if I could. So we'll have a look at that as well. We'll get that sorted. We've also got the Tiragard Defense we could probably do. That might be quick for getting some XP. With that being said, TSM still better than TSM 4 still. It does have some features. I remember if you're used to using TSM 3, the crafting with all the profits and stuff, I did prefer that. It's been a long time since I've used TSM 3 though, so I didn't really use it for long enough for it to be embedded into my sort of gold making ways. So for me, I don't miss it at this point. Confected, how are you? May I ask a question? You certainly can. You prefer TSM 4. There are many features missing that 3 had. Yeah, definitely. I like being able to move groups. The group management is so much nicer in 4. Just being able to click and drag groups around. I certainly prefer that as a method. Right, what do we need? Honourable Combatant Leather Arm Guards. So we can only make 9 with what we've got here. I'll have to get some from the guild bank to be able to deal with this. Recently, universe, books, internet games, YouTube. Fortunately, haven't played WoW this week. Started this week, but get bored while playing a game, even if you love the universe too much. Playing solo, is the game okay with playing solo? It's definitely a game you can play solo. I mean, I pretty much played it casually and solo throughout the years that I have played it since vanilla. The thing you do miss out on though, if you're not doing dungeons, is you miss a lot of the storyline. So if you like the universe and how things progress, maybe look at some YouTube videos that connect the dots of the storyline as you go through the expansions. Because I've missed a lot by not doing dungeons. As we saw with the Timewalking, I'd never done that one before, and you know, I played Wrath of the Lich King when it first came out. Missed the autocomplete in text fields. TSM 3 autocompleted your last used search and your favourite search. Oh, that's quite handy. Yeah, I can't remember doing that, but yeah, things like that. I mean, keep on prodding the TSM team, Rasheen, as I'm sure you probably do already. Is the community okay to meet and play together for a newbie? Aims on PvE, not about PvP. I would definitely say, I mean, the gold making community is one of the most supportive I've found, but that said, people are generally in the game very helpful. So I would say, yes, definitely. Right, let's look for some Tempest Hide. I'm sure we've got some in here. We've got caps lock on, and we've got some here. I've got lots of Tempest Hide, that's good. We'll also need some calcified bones, so let's do a little bit more here. Yeah, we've got lots of calcified bones, so this should keep me at least in my honourable braces for a little while, certainly. There we go. So we can make some more honourable leather arm guards. That's the best one for me at the moment. Make another 11 of those. At this point, you're just happy with getting less errors first before the features you miss. Yeah, less errors is definitely the way forward for usability. No problem, Confected. I hope you have a lovely evening. Alright, okay, we're done there. So we want to go over and just make sure we can get that rank 3 that I wanted. So let's go have a look. So that was, actually before we do that, let's send those over to Samadan. Otherwise we'll forget. So let's go over here, drop into here, and groups, mail selected groups. So that's the honourable combatant stuff gone over. For some reason the nylon thread hasn't gone over, but that'll be fine. Seiko, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. You're just tidying up a few things on Erfen, my demon hunter at the moment. Enchants are selling incredibly well, so we need some more veiled crystals. So we're trying to maximise our opportunities here. I have absolutely loads of misscale on me, so with that calcified bone, I should be able to, if I can't make honourable leather, I should be able to make honourable mail. So the thing I was missing, if we go down here and look at, so honourable combatants mail arm guards was what I was missing. So we need, Erfen's got 8 in the bank, so you should be able to buy this, hopefully. So we need the rank 2 and 3 of the male arm guards because it needs misscale and calcified bone. Crafting cost of this is currently telling me 534. That's because it needs 2 expulsum, which is way too expensive. So if we have a look here,
What can I do for you?
and we want male arm guards is what we want. Honourable male arm guards. Honourable male leggings, male gauntlets, male treads, waist arm guards, male arm guards. Okay, so these are the 2 we need. We need to buy male arm guards rank 2 and male arm guards rank 3. So yes, we can buy that. I think what happened before is I got confused with the, let's avoid that one, this one that says requires level 120 on the actual item itself, and I forgot that I couldn't actually, I could still buy it and use it. So it was my mistake on there. So did we get the rank 3 as well? Yes we did, it's down there. Okay, so that's the Seals recipe tooltip flickering there. Do apologise if that's causing you errors. I'll try and just click on it quickly. There we go. There we go, so we've got rank 3 of that now. Do you think a medium or low pop server is better for making gold than say a full pop, e.g. Draenor? I've never experienced on a Draenor. As Rasheen said, depends on the time you have to invest in the auction house. The thing I like about Shadow Song, which is classed as a medium pop, is that I can, on the most part, put an auction on and leave it for 48 hours and have not so much competition. Yeah, exactly as Rasheen says. Whereas on a high pop, you'll get the sales so long as you're on there and you're reposting, because the activity is so much greater. The profit margins will be smaller, but your volumes will be so much greater. You have time to repost many times throughout the day, or even camp a specific market. Yeah, exactly as Rasheen says. So with that, rank 2 and 3, so now let's have a look at my options here. So the leather arm guards are costing me 230 gold, whereas the male arm guards are still up there at 534 because it's still saying the expulsum is ×2. We'll probably have to do a reload for TSM to re-recognise that. Let me just do that. Oh, I know what we do need to do. We need to swap to the TSM interface and back, because it doesn't like the standard user interface. So we'll do that and we'll fix that up. Because if I look at this now, with the standard interface, honourable male arm guards, it still says expulsum ×2, even though we need expulsum ×1. If I go to the TSM user interface, and then back, it should fix itself. Honourable male, yes. So now it says expulsum ×1, misscale ×12. So we've got a crafting cost of 289. So 289 isn't as good as 230 of the honourable leather, but because I do have the material, if I do ever run out of Tempest Hide and Calcified Bone, then this is my next best option. So it's worth bearing those kind of things in mind. There's just a lot of competition on High Pop. Keep crafting. Exactly, Mushy. Always be crafting. How are you doing, Oreo? Let's put your camera back on. He's just off to the side here. There we go. Nice to have Oreo in the shot. Competition is what makes goal making fun for you. Yeah, that's always do what's fun. That's exactly what I always suggest. Do I have anything in here? No, I don't think I have. Right, okay, so before we go anywhere else, we did have the honourable, we did send. So let's go over and go back to Samadan and have a look at where we're at with the Enchanting. Because I'm sure we've made some sales in that time. Have I done my 430 gear in Battle for Stormguard on Heroic? No, I haven't yet, Quinbury. I didn't actually know about that one. 430 seems decent though. There's only a few days left. Right, okay, we'll have to have a look at that. I probably won't have time to do that tonight, but we'll give it a look in a moment once we've just gone through and done these enchants. So we've got the stuff from Erfen, we've got some expires here, and we'll have a few sales that have come through. So let's clean out everything but the sales. Open up all of that. So we've got 18,000 from tonight. Oh, Maceo87, thank you very much. 10 months, that's amazing. Thank you ever so much for your support. Really do appreciate it. Let's see, lots of emotes for Maceo. Thank you very much. Some long boy love, for sure. Thank you very much indeed. Really do appreciate that. Alright, lots of honourable to disenchant here. So let's deal with this. This will give me enough veiled crystals for my last enchants, but I've got a feeling I've just sold a load. So we're going to have to do a lot more here. And then talking of cancel scans, at the moment, in order to get my enchants to sell, even on a medium pop, I'm having to do cancel scans as often as I can, simply because there is a lot of competition for them at the moment. You had 400 in stock. Brilliant. How much Gloom Dust did you have in stock? That should certainly keep you going for a while. Now just out of the raid and have to let Lizard. Dang. Make Gloom Dust, yeah. Making the Gloom Dust is the other one, yes. Oh, goodness, thank you very much. Oh, Anonymous, thank you for gifting a sub to Gooners. That's very kind of you. Anonymous, very kind of you indeed. Let's see, lots of bits of everything emotes. Thank you, Anonymous, and Gooners. Very kind of you. Right, with those done, let's have a look at our enchanting. And go back to TSM, go to our groups. I'm going to just restock on these at the moment. Deadly Navigation, Accord of Mastery and Critical Strike. Let's get these done first. I'm sure there's going to be more though once I look at my auctions. So I'll post these on. Go back to here. Probably worth doing a cancel scan again. Got 3 more Accords of Haste that I've sold. So let's go through and no, let's deselect all groups. Let's run a cancel scan on just the Accords, the Pacts and the weapons for the moment. Those are the popular ones at this point. There's been a few different things there. You moved from medium to high pop because you were posting and cancelling a lot. I figured if you've got to count the auction house, you might as well have more people to sell to. That's a fair enough reasoning, Marsva. If you were doing it anyway on your medium pop, then you might as well go to a high pop and get more people biting at your bait, as it were. Right, enchants off. Let's post them all back on. Let's select all the groups. Post these back on. Oh, I didn't realise I had some spice snap. I was trying to get rid of all of my spare bits and pieces. I'll probably end up vendoring that spice snapper. I was trying to clean out some of my older stuff and get rid of some of the outdated cooking that will only be reused for a turn-in, if anything. And I'm not sure how often that will come through. Okay, so let's check my auctions and then go over to Enchanting and do a restock on these. Let's select all BFA Enchanting and restock. Aha, so we do have quite a lot more to do here. Accords of Haste, the Hoof Plates, Seal of Versatility and Mining. So gathering wise we need another 11 Veiled Crystals. Have to cancel scan every 30 minutes or so. You have just the enchants on one character. As in just the enchants and nothing else. Okay, Marsba. Have a great rest of your day, and hope to see you again soon. Much love to your family. So another 10 Veiled Crystals. Easiest way to do that would be to pop back over to Erfen and do another batch of braces. So let's do that now. Enchants get undercut in under 30 seconds. Well, you really do have to monitor those then. In that case, certainly. Right, we're almost there. Okay, take an arrow. Thank you ever so much for stopping by. Have a great evening, and hope to see you again soon. You're more than welcome. Thank you for helping out on the group. Okay, where am I? What am I doing? Braces. Let's do it from here. And let's do a... We won't do the expires. We'll do... We've got some expires here. Let's just do open all mail. Oh, picked up the gold. I didn't mean to do that. Didn't see what sold. So you see it being sold while you play. Yeah. Enchanting market has to be camped. Hardly ever cancel scan enchants, and they sell like hotcakes. Ah, interesting, Gooners. Well, it's a fortunate position to be in, even if they're still selling. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be the cheapest for things to sell. It may be the case that things are selling so quickly that you eventually become the cheapest, even if you don't cancel scan. Right, that's done that. I'll need to do a little post scan just to get some of that to Samadan. We need to go to the scrapper. That's not going to be helpful. Let's hop on over and go. Let's go this way, I think. They're a bit random for you, are they, Elazar? So what did we sell for? There was something that sold. 900 odd gold. Let me just scroll up, see if I can find it. There we go. We sold... Oh, coarse leather arm guards. Okay, interesting. Wouldn't have expected that to sell at this stage of the game, but you never know. Guess it's because of what Gunnar said. So many buyers that posters can't keep up right now. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the case, isn't it? So you're able to make gold even if you're not camping it. If it's flowing through that quickly. Right, let's do a whole load of braces whilst we're here. Let's just reset the new items so we're roughly in the middle. There we go, and then we can start scrapping. Okay. On Tuesday evening you couldn't keep up anymore. Yeah, I know it's a tricky one. Oh, my inventory is full. That's weird. I did think I had enough. What could we clear out here? Oh, we need the expulsum. We need space for that. What can I make space for? Vicious wand can't be scrapped. That's not really going to sell. And we could send that to Samadan, I guess. That's a BOE as well, the mace and that. Let's send both of those to Samadan to clear. Hopefully we'll get that expulsum back. So let's go here and send that and that to Samadan. And he can disenchant those. That'll be easier. That leaves me a little bit of space just to make room for my scrapping. And then we can at least get some expulsum, hopefully. There we go. You just reset the 3 weapon enchants, made it a lot more relaxed. You just post for 250% of what you bought it for. And the last 10 of that investment now. Wow, that's pretty good going, Mushy. I mean, I did that with the Accords of Haste, and it was nice to not have to think about all that scrapping that I would have had to have done if that was the case, if I'd made them all. So yeah, it is nice just to reset markets from time to time. I might do that with Oceanic Restoration. That does seem to be a little low at the moment, at 1,077 gold. I only got 1 expulsum so far, so we're hitting a poor run. Oh, they've gone up to 2 now. Hopefully random number will come back. Yeah, why sell them at 900 in the first place? Exactly, it just seems too cheap, doesn't it? Way too cheap. But it felt scary buying 40 enchants. I guess, yes, you never know what the market's going to do. The thing I'm thinking is more and more people are going to get revered if they're not already, and so they'll at least have the rank 3s. Although with the weapons it's quite easy to get the rank 3s with the world quests. The work orders have already managed to get all of the rank 3s of the weapons. The rings are slightly harder, the Accords, because I need the reputation. I'm not there yet. If the crafting cost is only about 200, then some people are okay with that profit without worrying about camping them. Yeah, I guess it's all a matter of perspective, as Regime was saying, like selling like hotcakes. Different people will have different goals out of the money they make. That's you. Why set a min if you're not okay selling at your min? Yes. Yeah, I would agree with that in terms of only be happy with the minimum if it's a minimum that you'd be happy selling at. If it's less than that, then it's not worth doing. Yeah, go for whatever value is comfortable for you. Okay, we've got 15 expulsum so far, so that's really good. It's a really good start. 16 in fact, so we'll turn this into some honourable braces and get them all over to Samadan. 17 in the end, that's really cool. So let's make another batch. So honourable leather arm guards. We can make all 17 because we've got all the materials on us. Combination 2 problems. Unable to craft fast enough. Yeah, exactly. There's a min because you're happy selling it, and there's a min to make your competitor leaving the market. There is that psychology, isn't there, Rasheen? But exactly, if you can get both, as Sensor says, then I'd be even happier with that. But I know Rasheen likes to play with her competition, much like a cat plays with a mouse before eating it. Meant in the nicest possible way, of course, Rasheen. If it helps, you just ask your fiercest competition to cancel if you reset. Leaving the market unless they are not nice people. Yes, I'd agree with that. So we've got some Sinister here. I'm not sure if I need to bother with that at the moment. I may leave the Sinister gear, or I might send it to Samadan to make into Veiled, because I don't expect Sinister gear to sell at this stage. I might do that, you know. I did that with Samadan's Sinister Gear. I'm going to send it on over to him. Obviously it's not the best use of it, but I don't want to keep relisting it and not getting any money for it and just having the listing costs. So I may be better off just taking all of this, sending it to Samadan, and at least getting a Veiled Crystal, because the Veiled Crystal price is still quite decent. I mean, the crafting cost of these is 200, 300, and currently a Veiled Crystal price is coming in at 500, so that's reasonable. I'm going to send these over as well. We'll get that going. We might as well get some extra Veiled Crystals that way. And let's go back to Samadan. One of them even left the server, did they? Have you been selling Notorious gear? Or does it not sell very well? I think in general, it's certainly, if you compare it to Sinister gear, it's a lot slower. I have sold probably about 3 pieces since I started, and I didn't have a full set of stuff on at that point. So now I have a full set of tailoring on. I haven't got a full set of the leatherworking on yet. Okay, so let's go through that. Let's pick up all of these, and we're going to scrap, not scrap, going to disenchant these. Yeah, we're going to do disenchant those 2 as well. Those were sent through as well. So we'll get everything out of here. Let's go with this. Not too scared of missing out when you see they're not posting because min price is not low enough, so you keep tweaking yours lower. Yeah, as long as you're still comfortable with that min price, that's fine. Sometimes you tell them you resets and then you take some off, or reset some of the suggested price. That's nice. That's nice, and nice that you can both do that. I think I've done that with a few gold makers on Shadow Song from time to time. Good evening, Lizard. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a lovely weekend so far. Would have triggered you earlier. Why, what did you do, Sanzas? It wasn't anything to do with Silas, was it? You have Stupid 2, those are bought out and relisted. Yeah, fair enough. Get like 3 prosperity buffs in a row. Oh, is that that's the Silas one, is it? Yeah. Probably driving prices down in worst case. It's potential, Alizara. First click today. Fantastic. Very nice. Congratulations, Sensors. Got tons of stuff restocked and good and early. Yeah, I need to get into the Silas quest and everything. I need to get on that bandwagon, certainly. Right, let's make the last of my enchants that I had on my list. So, a load more stuff here. Mining. I can't remember doing Seal of Versatility, but okay, we might as well. It's on the restock list. Maybe it was for a hand-in. Don't get it, it's a curse. But I've got Awakening at 120s already with the alchemy. I would like to get into making potions. Certainly, well, I'd like to do all professions, but that's just definitely be one of them. Save yourself from the kind of frustration. Yes, that's true.
Have anything ancient to trade?
Took you 33 attempts, and it's got a 1-hour cooldown. Ouch, that's a tough one. Right, what have I got? It's a headache for sure. Yeah, it's not like the Enchanting Rod, which is just a passive effect, which would be much nicer if you had it that way. Maybe they'll change it in the future, but unlikely, I imagine. Okay, so what have we got? Seal of Versatility. Why is that on? Ring Seal's good. It's currently at 298. Okay, I'm not sure about that one, but let's put it on now for now. Time-gated random number crafting, exactly. I'd like to talk with the devs that came up for that. Yeah, the time, the hour cooldown is a tough one. I'm not so keen on that myself. Okay, loads of Spy Snapper here. Should we just vendor that? Because that's old at this stage. Unless it's on for a turn-in. Got 40 in my bags at the moment.
If you find anything exciting,
I might just clear it out to keep my bags neat for the moment. I may not need it for this immediate future. Just to keep myself clear. 297. Region sales 12. Versatility seals are turning for the horse today. Are they? Okay. That's why it's gone up. Okay. If you need to do a full restock, I had to do full restock like you had to do after not getting the buff for that long. One prosperity buff doesn't even last long enough for that. Yeah, and you have to focus all your time on that one thing. You sell a lot of biltong, do you, Mushy? I started on that as I did last stream, but I haven't really looked into doing any more with the cooking at this stage. I need to sort of sit down and go through all the recipes, level up cooking a little bit more, and see what happens. Right, baby's mellow, hopefully till dinner time. Excellent. Hope so, Mazba. What you need to get the Transmute Master now. You need to get vanilla up to 300 before you get the quest, Bullywolf. So you need to just do the classic stuff first to 300, and then you'll get the quest. Because I remember doing it on Erfen. Yeah, it's a tough one. It cost me about, including the living steel, probably cost me about 10,000 gold, I think, to get my alchemy up to that level. It was a bit of a money sink. But then it's done, once you've got it done. So there is that. Right, auctions are done. Did we put everything on? I think we did, didn't we? Let me just double check that. Yes, I do remember putting it on. Right, we're done with that one. Shopping wise, let's just double check. Anything on the mats? Anyone posted anything cheaply for the moment? Just want to make sure I'm on top of this stuff. Deep Sea Satin at 33 gold. That's not too bad. Calcified Bone at 250. We've got a reasonable amount of that now. See, that Miscel is still cheap. Like, very cheap. My average buy price is still at 7 gold 40 though. Given that I've got 11,000 of it, I could really do with getting that average down. The only way I can get the average down that TSM will recognise is actually making a load of stuff with Miscale. So maybe I'll have to use up some of my stock just to clear that. You needed today vanilla pots for enchanting. Interesting. What enchants needed the vanilla stuff? Calcified Bone. Yeah, we're up to here. Oh, there's Oreo again. Oreo, you've been selling stuff. What have I told you about going on and using my account whilst I'm away at work? You've been posting this calcified bone on way too high. You'll never sell that one stack of 2 at that price. What else have we got? You need 2 health and mana. Ah, right, okay. Tie spray linen's expensive. Tempest hide. Any decent price stuff down here? Yep, Oreo's put some more on at 3 stacks of 200 here. I would be tempted at that, but I still have 1,120, so I've got enough at the moment that I'm not going to buy that at this stage. The calcified bone is also fine at 4,000, so I'll leave it at that one. You'd have bought it without a blink. Yes, I can imagine. As it's currently your bottleneck, isn't it? You're up to buying it 6 gold. Wow. I think I have done in the past, certainly. Yeah, my highest was 6 gold 21 for Tempest Hide. And Calcified Bone, my highest is 4.99. So I have gone higher. but I have also bought 22,000 Tempest Hide and 20,000 Calcified Bone. Not sure how much Tide Spray I've bought. Purchased 166,000 Tide Spray Linen. That doesn't seem enough for some reason. I thought it would be more than that. The veil cost is now 130. Well, 130 is still pretty good. I mean, let's have a look at the actual price of the mats at the moment. Actually, on the auction house at the moment, look at that. Veil crystals at 849. Gloom dust is at 11 gold, and Umbra shards at 398. You know, I could probably sell some veiled crystals at this price. 849 would be a decent enough profit. My mat cost is currently telling me 124. I think I'm going to give that a go, you know, as I've got some veiled crystals on me. That's still a, what is that? How many veiled crystals do I need for an enchant? It's usually 3 or 4. So selling one for a 600 profit would be 1,800 or 2,400 total profit. So compare that with my enchanting profit at the moment, which is coming in at very different prices here. 1,500, 2,900. There's a big one there at 5,700. I'm sure it's not that high. And the same with the weapons, 1,800, 3,900. So depending on the enchant, there's different profit margins here. So definitely still worth doing the enchants, but I could possibly, there is the listing fee. Good point, Mushy. Let's have a look. We'll just have a quick look at this, test the market. Did I redo the sheet? I did do an update on it. I have recorded a video, but I haven't uploaded it yet. Just going through a point, that one thing I've done, let me bring the sheet up. With the new enchants as a profit basis, I do have the base ones as rank 2. So if we go and have a look at the Brace of Super Shuffle sheet at the moment, it's worth bearing this in mind whilst we mention it here. So I have updated this to include the Accords, which are currently at rank 2. I think for the rank, these are also at rank 2, but I've also got these up at rank 3 now, so I need to adjust the prices on those for profit. So the way I would do that is look at the price of these in the list here. So currently it's 3, 5 and 22 of the respective materials for that. Force multiplier, these are all the same, I think. Let me just check. Hold on, slight change here on my squirrel. So weapon enchants, yeah, I've got rank 3 of all of them. They all require 4, 20 and 2 from looking at that. So if I go back to my sheet, oh, what have we sold? Accord of Haste. Where's my sheet gone? There it is. So instead of 3, 5 and 22, it's, I'm going to imagine that's, where's the, let's go on to one of those, there we go. So instead of 5, it will be 4, that will be the Umbra Shard. 4 of that, and instead of 22 Gloom Dust, it will be 20, and instead of 3 Veiled Crystals, it will be 2 Veiled Crystals. So that should work. There goes an Accord of Versatility, 2,600. So looking at that, which one did I just change? 24 and 2. Okay, so then we take this, let's take this, and we'll copy that, and then we'll go in here, and we'll paste that in, and we'll do the same here. Hopefully this will all work. So these should all be rank 3 weapons. So this is how you'd update it if you want to update your own. So these should now show better profits. They're just changing the H 15, 16. I haven't updated the prices on the left hand side though at this stage. So this takes, change that to 20, Umbra to, what was it? I can't remember now. It was 4 veiled, veiled 4, and no, 2 veiled, 4 Umbra. There we go. Weapon rank 3, so I'll update that. There we go, that's updated. There we go. Really need to start doing something with the Umbra. Yes, what I've been doing, I mentioned this earlier, with my Umbra shards, where is it? Because I have some Expulsum on Samadan, I've been using the rank 3 Honourable Combatant Scepter, because it has a crafting cost of about 522, and I can turn 6 Umbra shards and 1 Expulsum into a guaranteed veiled crystal, much like the other things. So it's a way of upscaling your Umbra shards. It's not incredibly cost effective doing it this way, but your losses aren't that high really. Right, Jazz, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. So if you go, yeah, I found the same with the Umbra shards. They certainly don't sell, and the listing fees of them are really, really high. So the best thing I found at this stage, I can't remember who told me it. Told me about it. It was a while ago on stream, but they said they were doing the same with the Honourable Scepter and upscaling them. You're a level 95 Tauren warrior, just started playing. Is there anything you can farm that sells for a lot? You have mining. At level 95, you could look at Ghost Iron Ore in Pandaria. That should sell fairly reasonably. And then if you've also got smelting, you can turn that into Ghost Iron bars, and therefore into Trillium bars or something like that. I can't remember how far you can go with it, but having mining and Transmute Master Alchemy, you could do something like my Enchanter Elmorte does, and you can make living steel, and then you could certainly make some gold that way. Thorium, Arcane Crystals, Fel Iron, Corium, Cobalt, Saronite, Titan Steel. There you go. Sensor's got some lovely ones there. Isn't that bad depending on how you value the Umbras? Exactly, as Rasheen said, it's not too bad to use this as a way to upscale. Umbras decrease in value with the amount of them accumulating in your bags because people aren't buying them either. Exactly. Desert, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Ghost Iron always in demand for yards and other Pandaria blacksmithing transmog. Yeah, or even if you overvalued the Umbra shards, they still lose value enough to make the scepter actually profitable. Yeah. It's the best thing I can think of at this stage of the game, when I've got, how many have I got at the moment? 3,500 Umbra shards. It's just way too many that I can do anything with. Figured out a really good shuffle, it's been working amazing. Excellent. You almost ran out of Umbras because they were selling so well on a Hypop server. Oh really, Gooners? Well, that's good. If you can sell them, that's the best thing, especially if you can get a good price for them. Currently my mat cost is coming in at 58 gold, and they are currently on the market for 398, but I'm not sure how many are selling at this stage. Speaking of which, we were going to try a couple of veiled crystals just to see if we could sell. I mean, I always quite like spreading across several markets, so if we could maybe spread across a little bit more here. Let's try something like this at 849. Let's post let's do a test. Currently telling me a deposit price of 1 silver according to TSM. That doesn't make sense. I'm sure it'll be more than that. Let's have a look at the price. 268, 18, so 29, 8 gold, 29.62. Let's try that. Actually, it was 1 silver, interestingly. I wasn't expecting that. For a stack of 10, I was expecting it to be way more expensive. Because Umbra shards, if I was to post an Umbra shard, a stack of 6, look at the price of that. Deposit price, 79 gold. That is crazy. And then Umbra shard, let's look at the vendor price. That's what, where is my vendor price? It's not my tooltip. Normally it's in my tooltip. Let's have a look in my actual bags.
Bring it to me.
Umbra shards. That's why you asked. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a very, very big difference there, isn't there? Would not have noticed the Umbra shard posting price. Yeah, Umbra shard is really high. That's the problem with posting it. One stack of 200 cost nearly the same. Yeah, it's a strange one. That doesn't look right to me. The fact that veiled crystals can be posted for so cheap versus Umbra shards costing so much. Maybe it's because the crystals went as a stack of 10 and the shards were a stack of 6. Yeah, but it's strange though. Let's try that. Let's try a stack of... Let's have a look. They changed the posting of odd stack items. Did they really, Blade? Okay, well let's have a look. Okay, Umbra shards. We did the veiled crystals at 10, so let's match that with a Umbra shard at 10. Yep, it's still telling me a 79 gold price. Whereas if we went all the way up to 200, it's telling me a posting price of 133. And if I went for a single, how much would that cost? 79 still. That's very odd. So 50 would be 119. 20 is also 119. Yeah, because they were doing the stacks the other way around, that was their temporary fix, wasn't it? But let's have a look at veiled crystals by comparison. A single veiled crystal is telling me 1 silver. 50 veiled crystals is telling me 1 silver. Is anyone selling 200 veiled crystals? If they were, that would be very interesting. I can't see one here, but if I change it myself, if I change that to 200, still telling me 1 silver. That is weird. Well, that's what I thought. I thought it was broken in TSM until I actually posted it, and it did. My gold did actually just go by 1 silver. Maybe I'll have to check my actual gold in my bags. So I should be on 2680, 218, 28, and I am on 2680, 218, 28. So according to Addy Bags, it's correct. Very strange. Very odd that Umbra shards should be so expensive, which is why they're so hard to sell. I would love to be able to sell them at this price. Epic crystals never did cost anything to post. Well, literally anything. Yeah. What's Gloom Dust at? Let's just have a look. Gloom Dust at 10. 2 gold 38. Gloom Dust at 200. 3 gold 5. See, that seems a reasonable amount. But the Umbra shard being so high, it really makes it hard. I mean, yes, they are going for 398 gold. So if you did manage to sell a stack of 200 Umbra shard for 666 gold, then you could soak up that posting cost of 133. But it does balk at that price compared to the veiled crystal. But we'll leave that at that. I'm only doing a small test anyway, just to do 10. And what we'll do is we'll make some Umbra shards, make some veiled crystals out of our Umbra shards using the Expulsum if we can get some on Samadan. So that will be my eventual one for that, I think. Right. Is there anything I need to do before I finish up tonight? We've restocked on our enchants. Let me just check on restocking everything. Check my auctions. We have a quick look, because I haven't done cooking. I'm leaving cooking for the moment because I need to reset that up properly. Let's do the full set of enchanting, the full set of tailoring. What are we missing? So Gift of Haste, Greater Parry. Azeroth we can't do because we can never get the Essence of Water at a decent price. We sold a few shirts. Hexweave bag. We've got a belt we need to do. So there's a few things there we could possibly do. Not sure how much I can actually do at this point. Let's just check. Is there anything we're going to need to get? Some of this we can get from the guild bank, so that might be easy. Let's take the stuff we can from the guild bank and craft what we can. Let's bring up my task list again. So close that, open that. Oh, we can do a cooldown for Hexweave. Let's at least start with that. Craft one of those. Best to do with excess Umbra is break it into Gloom. You could, but the big difference between the Umbra and the Gloom is so massive that I'm really reluctant to do that myself. Yeah, I've got a lot of them already, so let's have a look. Get from the guild bank. Let's go over here and move all of these. Some of these I think are being listed at a crazy price, so they're not worth what the TSM thinks they're worth. But we can at least make those. Bolt of silk cloth and 6 bolts of mage weave. Bolt of silk, sorry. Do that, and 6 of mage weave. I'll do that. Create all. We'll do that. Quick question about my shuffle spreadsheet. Do you need to adjust the weighting numbers for your server somehow to see if things are profitable? When you put in your numbers, average buy TV market, get a good impression. Yes, you can, Juggernaut. Start with that. You don't need to bother with the weighting initially. Stick with the default values if you're not sure about them. It's a bit confusing, the weighting value. Don't worry too much about it, because no matter how you adjust the weighting, they will always add up to the same amount. It's just changing the values relative to each other. So yeah, as long as, like Mushy says, you put the prices in, you should be alright. Also add in the prices of the enchants, yeah, and then you get an idea of the profit. Right, bolt of silk cloth, did we do that? Let's do 10 of those. Okay. Yeah, especially if you're just working out what's worth it to you. The ideal with the weighting, let me just bring up the sheet. If we go over here, ideally with the weighting, you want to try and keep, so what I would usually do is I would start with Gloom Dust. This value here is the one when you get the Gloom Dust from Disenchanting Greens, which is how I generally get my Gloom Dust. So what I do first is I try and adjust the weighting here for Gloom, which is this one, 1.4. I'll adjust it so it's roughly the same as this value down here. So the first thing I'll do is adjust this, so I've got, say that was 2, then Gloom Dust is at 708, so that's too high. If it was 1, it would be 3.6, which is too low. So I go up slightly, 1.1, takes it to 395, 1.2, takes it up to 430. So just keep slowly doing it until I can get to the right number. I think it was 1.4, wasn't it? So which is about 5 gold, 1.5, 535, that's about right. So 535 is close to that. So I would then lock in the weighting of my Gloom Dust. And then I would look at the Umbra price. So the Umbra price here is 60. The Umbra price here is 74. So maybe I would increase the Umbra weighting to try and get this one here to be more like this one. So we can maybe adjust that to 18. Bearing in mind that if you adjust one, it affects the others. So I'll slowly increase this one, 19, 64. Let's try something like 22. You do have to play around with it a little bit. So there it's flipped 70 to 68. So let's try 21, 68 and 69. So Umbrashard here is 68, here it's 69, so those are roughly equal. And then Expulsum is obviously a price on its own, and you can use Expulsum to adjust the price of Veiled Crystals. Or you can change the weighting here of Veiled. If you change the price of Expulsum here, if you change the weighting of Expulsum here, it will affect both of these figures, Veiled and Umbrashards. So it is a balancing act between everything. And then the Veiled Crystal one you can look at and say, okay, well, Veiled Crystals here are 124. Let's try and match these up a little bit. So let's increase this to, say, 35. There we go, that's 112 and that. But you can see these are also getting affected. Everything balances off of each other because it always adds up to the same amount. So you do have to play around with the figures. They don't have to be exactly the same, but as long as they're roughly the same, it kind of works out from a formula point of view. So if you were to adjust the weighting, that's what I would do generally. In general, though, the figures are roughly about this, and it seems to work all right for me. Is my spreadsheet updated for 8.2? Yes, it is. We have, excuse me, we have the Accords here. At the moment, my profit calculations are based off of having rank 2 Accords, if you haven't got Najatar revered, which I haven't at the moment. I have got weapons at rank 3 though, so these are correct at this stage. And the other thing I've done, which you may not notice, or may have noticed, whoops, that's in the wrong position, excuse me, is I've changed all of these from average buy to MAC price, but I'm going to do a video on that explaining why I've done that and changed it, which will be coming out soon. But those are the only changes at the moment. There we go, thank you, Guinness. Right, okay, so let's just finish off making up what we can make, and we'll have a look at that. So tailoring, we'll close this down. We'll just ignore the stuff I can't make at this stage, and we'll just make all of the stuff that we can make. So Notorious we can't do at this point, so just going to make a load of shirts that have sold. So this estimated profit of 999,000 is not correct. Something in my list is skewing those numbers hugely. But we'll just go with the other bits. I imagine someone's probably put something on at a massively high price, which is why that's coming through. You hate Borealis under attack, you have to scrap. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can, all the noises. Right, and Enchanting, we'll just do a few of these, and then we'll finish up here. Just get a few of these on. Just restock the ones that have sold and things we have materials for, and then the rest can go on. Right, there we go. That's done. Let's pop outside, post those on. Let's do a spreadsheet to see how it really... wish you knew how to do a spreadsheet on it. Oh, we've been shuffling with tailoring and leatherworking and a scribe, and it's doing very well. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I would be interested to know how the scribe interacts with the other ones. Excuse me, particularly throat.
Have anything ancient to trade? Needs to be at least 2 centuries old.
Right, we're going to post this lot on. So nothing's here at ridiculous prices, hopefully, at this stage. Just a small profit, really, for all of these. Everything else at normal prices. Okay, so let's post all of these on. There we go. Right, I think that's me probably done for tonight. Lots done tonight. We did really well with the enchants. We currently have, what do we got? A couple of sales coming through, and since we've been on, we've got 25,000 in sales. So in the last 3 hours, that's all pretty good. So really happy with that. We got Erfen up to very nearly 120, just half a level to go there. and we scrapped a whole load of bracers, and we're ready to go and scrap the rest of those probably tomorrow morning. Basically, just make green bracers and buy cheap herbs and use the blue-green ink and expulse them to get the veils, then use the red ink for war scrolls and other stuff. Oh, interesting. Share the average region operation prices. Which do you mean, Alizara? The shopping average one? The average buy one? Is that the one you meant? Where's my groups? Oh, wrong.
If you find anything
There we go.
exotic, bring it to me.
Operations, shopping. Did you mean that one? The one I posted the shirts with? Oh, the average region operation. Oh, okay, yes. So that one is in my tailoring deep dive video. If you have a look there. Also, I'll just post them from here, which is shirts. Where is it? No, tailoring. Let's minimize this down. Tailoring. There we go. A cord of haste just sold. Pretty clothes, shirts and vests. And the operation for this is average region and DB market craft min. This is my standard operation I love to use with most things. But yeah, the posting things for this are basically a percentage difference on the maximum between either 110% crafting or 30% the average between DB market and DB region market average. So this is the minimum. I'll paste this in here. That's the minimum. The maximum is this one, which is 600% and 300%. I always keep them a percentage of each other. And then the normal is either 400% crafting or 120% the average between the two, whichever is the bigger of the two. That generally works out for me quite good for each one. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask by any of the methods, Discord or Twitter or here on stream. More than welcome. Alright, I'm going to finish up tonight because I'm pretty much done with everything here. Shall we see if there's anyone on we can throw a host over to? I know everyone's doing all the raid stuff at the moment. Ooh, I can see our noters on. What are they doing? Doing some TSM stuff. Okay, so let's throw a host over to our noter and say hello. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has hung out in the stream tonight. Kenny B, before you go, could you make you a TSM shopping list for your server if you paid you? I'm not sure if I could do one specifically for you and your server, but if you do have any questions, feel free to ask me in my Discord and I'll happily try and answer them as best as I can, and maybe we can come up with something together. But yes, thank you everyone for stopping around tonight. Really appreciated your company. Until next time, I'll be back on Sunday, so I'll see you then hopefully. I'll put out a video hopefully soon, just explaining my changes to the bracer sheet and why I've changed it to matte price. So that should also be coming up this week. Until next time, you can always catch me by the usual methods on Twitter, on Discord, on all the various things. And understanding your shopping is, yes, that's very true. Right, let's throw a host over to our noter. Noter 42. Okay, thank you everyone for a lovely stream. I'll see you again very soon. Until next time, happy gold making. And for myself and Oreo and Cookie somewhere, I wish you good night and farewell.